No, I love it. No,
It's good fun.
We'll
We should
start.
do
I'm
it.
gonna start it. I'm gonna start it now
Do
because
it. Do it.
it was great. It was great. Welcome down, y'all. We're chatting about
Welcome.
the
Ah,
weekend in Alex. Oh my god! I know for this one, I think we'll jump into a couple different things. We had the holidays. That was fun. I've got some fun stories. And then we gotta wrap up the fantasy season,
we're
Alex.
at the end.
Little
Fantasy's
cliffhanger.
over.
Uh-huh.
Pick'ems are at the end as well. We only got 2 more weeks,
Yeah.
or one last week, and go over
We
this
could do
past week.
we could do a little reset with the playoffs too, though. We could start doing pick'ems. We could keep doing it.
Ooh,
You know what I mean? A little
I
playoff
like that.
edition. You know,
Yeah,
we'll have to talk
yeah.
about it, but I think maybe we'll do a season tally, regular season, and then we do
Mm-hmm.
double or nothing in the playoffs, and we'll see how that works out.
Love that.
But
Love that idea.
that'll be fun.
Mm.
Anyway, I think man, we got a lot of good stuff, but I I wanted to jump in because I was asking you about the like East Coast, West Coast. You've been back for a little bit,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I was asking you some things either you forgot or differences, and then
And
I
yeah,
guess
I kind of jumped into, what were some differences now that it's been, you said, more extended time being on the East Coast. And, and I was struggling initially. And then as we were talking, it kind of came out that I was like, you know, what does keep coming up is like, talking about the weather is not small talk on the East Coast. It is necessary. You should talk about the weather. It is
yeah,
vital information. You should know what the
yeah,
day it's going to change. It's not like California where every day is the same, or Arizona where every day feels the same. You could kind of not look at the weather app
yeah,
for months at a time. Months at
yeah.
a time. It doesn't really matter. Maybe summer it matters in Arizona, but that's about it. Same with California. Maybe it's a couple months, but here it's like, hey, we're up in the 50s, and this rain's kind of warm now, and now the warm rain is eroding the frozen snow from last week, because last week was 30s. And so
Right.
now the warm rain is eroding the snow and the ice. So now there's no snow on the ground. Now it's not frosty at all. But then
Yeah.
previously it was like black ice. It was like, because it was just cold enough to kind of come down as like sleety, wintry mix, you'd say. And
Yeah.
then it freezes over, turns into nice black ice where you can't really identify it on the sidewalk.
a nice black ice.
Yeah.
You know what's coming back to me is like I think a couple episodes ago we were chatting and I said something where you were chatting about like the snow was coming in. Maybe that bet with Dar that we still don't know if it was a bet or not. But
I won.
but
I won. Yep.
yep. The unknown bet you won, and I think I said something like, "Oh yeah, like how is the snow?" And you were like, "You're so Californian." And now this makes so much more sense to me. Like you putting this in place, like I didn't understand it when you said it, but now I'm realizing it's the weather. The weather small talk. I don't
You
have.
need
I
it.
don't
You
have as
need it.
much. Yeah.
Wintry mix only covers so much. What is it? Is it Eskimos that have 20 different ways to describe snow? You know,
Yeah, and that's a
it
slur, by the way, Alex.
is it.
So
Can I not
yeah,
say that?
it sure is.
Did I just step in
Yeah,
it right there? Oh
yeah.
no.
I don't know,
Oh,
but that's what I'm told. I don't know. You can fact check it. I'll fact check it later. But
what should I be saying? Do you know the correction I should say instead, or
oh
Native
gosh,
Alaskans?
Native Alaskan sounds good. I like that.
I
Native
don't know.
Alaskan, but they're not native. Well, I guess they are native to Alaska, but it's probably called something different. But
Should I say Eskimos with an A at the end, like a soft
yeah,
A?
sure, yeah, that helps. The slur if you
Sorry,
pronounce it differently.
sorry. Didn't know. Sorry, apologies. Didn't realize that.
No, you're good.
Anyway, it's just using like the jargon, the language of like,
Yeah.
I need to describe the weather better. And we were talking about before we jumped on here. You were like, what's the major differences? Is like, I like running. I go for runs, and now my runs, I feel like I'm Rocky now, where I have the
Yeah.
knit cap on. I have the knit hat, which I need to stay warm. I've got a gray hoodie, which I'm sweating out of. So I'm like pitting out of as I'm running. Got a couple layers on, like a long john type layer underneath, and then the outer shell. And I was saying to Jake, Like I'm running and my head's hot, my body's warm, hands freezing cold, fingers can't feel them, and I'm running, you know, changing a song or two. I'm putting it in my little pouch pocket.
Uh,
Um,
you know what you need, Alex? You need that glove that Tom Brady had. Did you see that this weekend
the
on the
one
bench?
glove.
He had the
Yeah, I did.
he had the one glove. He looked like a Bond villain and
Mm-hmm.
like Goldfinger or something like that. I don't know. But
Love that. Pop mentioned it right away. I watched the game with Pop and Dar, and he noticed it right away. He was like, "Why is he wearing one glove?" And my first
yeah.
thought was, you know how like when you're in the cold and you need to text, so you take off one glove to like text or something.
Uh-huh.
That's
Uh-huh.
what I thought maybe, but he's in the booth. Why is he wearing a glove in
Well,
there? Isn't it a heated booth?
it
What?
it could be like I don't know this. I'm just speculating, but like the touch screen, you know?
Mhm.
If it's like, when they circle plays or stuff like
And
that, it could be
and
that.
I totally get that, but wouldn't the booth be heated?
Be warm.
Like, isn't it
Why
warm
have the
enough
glove?
that he doesn't need the glove at all? Like
Yeah.
he no gloves are necessary.
Yeah.
Why one glove in the
That
booth?
is
You know.
funny. The commentators are always bundled up. They're like in the booth, but they're bundled up as if they're in the stands.
But then simultaneously, they're like, "Oh, now we got to go to the field reporter. We're going to go down to
Yeah.
Tom Rinaldi down on the field. Oh,
Yeah.
what's it like down there, Tom?" Because they're like,
Yeah.
"Better, we're in the booth." But you're like you're saying, you're still bundled up. You're still wearing a
Yeah.
glove. Where are you cold or are you hot? I don't know. Are you better than
Yeah.
Tom Rinaldi on the field, or are you cold because you're wearing one glove, Tom?
And God
Or you?
bless Goose. Goose used to be down there
Uh,
just he'd push through the snow and he'd just be trudging along and they would just be talking shit the whole time. But oh God, was he the best?
I'm glad you brought him up. There needs to be real justice for Goose because he never made it to the booth. I'm sure they dangled that carrot in
Oh,
front of him and they go,
yeah.
"No, you got to cut your teeth down there, Goose.
Yeah.
And once you do, you'll be up in the booth. You just got to
They
keep
told me
cutting your tooth.
he was gonna
20
be the
years go
next
by."
John Madden. He's so funny. Have you ever seen the old like 2000 Ravens like behind the scenes of the season and it's got
Oh,
Goose? Dude, he was
mm-hmm.
like he was like the Jersey Shore before the Jersey Shore. He was
Was
like
he?
yeah,
What do
he's
you
a
mean? Wait, what do you mean?
He's like a Jersey guy. There's like him on like a wave runner in the off season, just like big belly, just kind of like
Huh?
fucking. I don't give a fuck. And
On a
he's got
jet
the
ski? Oh
black
my
mullet.
God.
He's got the Italian. He just he. I mean, he got that big from just that like the East Coast Jersey eating. Like I think
Oh.
very Italian as well. Very that always
Jake,
helps. That always
Jake, you're
helps.
really making me nostalgic for a real sweet spot of the era of football where some players took it really seriously, like the
Right,
professionals do today with their
right,
diet and their training. And then other players are like 80s baseball players where they're smoking
yeah,
cigarettes and drinking
yeah,
beer. And
yeah,
they're like, I just got God given ability. I don't
yeah,
need
yeah.
to train. And both of those people are in the same league at
Oh
the
yeah.
same time in
I
like the
feel like
2000s, 90s.
I do feel like there are people that they could be just as good. I think the training and the sports science, I think just it elongates their career. Like,
Right.
but I think they can be just as good off of just raw 20 and like those early 20s. Like anything before 25, 6, they can just do whatever
Yeah.
and still perform at a high level with like Ocho Cinco eating like McDonald's and stuff like that or
Yeah.
whatever the heck he
Crazy.
was. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, but
Yeah. And the drinking, the late night drinking, I feel like in clubbing before a game. I'm looking at the
oh,
Cowboys wide receivers in
uh,
Vegas. Remember that story earlier this year? Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Speaking of Cowboys, did you see they released Trayvon Diggs? It looks like you put it here in the chat here.
Yeah, they just released him. I saw he had a really big cap burden for the next couple of years, so they were definitely trying to get out
Yeah.
of that. They still have dead money for next year, but they're saving about like 12 million, I believe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that means a contender can pick him up. Potentially, the Eagles could really twist the knife and pick him up. Um,
Oh, could you imagine?
you
Could you
know,
imagine?
the 49ers they looked great. Their offense looks great, but their defense doesn't look great.
Yeah, they
They
have
could
the
use
injury.
them.
Yep,
Um,
that would be good.
there's a
We could chat.
couple contenders. Yeah.
We could chat more when we get into the pick'ems and everything, and when we hit Dallas, we'll have to do a little bit of a deeper dive too. Maybe we'll have it in the back of our mind for some of the plays. But anything else you get up to this weekend? Anything crazy, wacky, wild for you? Be
We could do a
nice to
night.
hear.
Yeah, the nice to hear. Nice to hear. When you're just. I'm just been speaking of being on the East Coast, getting to reconnect with old friends, and so Al had some folks together. We had a nice dinner, saw old friends. It's just awesome when we get to see each other now because starting to have kids, and it's getting just a little trickier with schedules. And so whenever you get a chance, no, it's just nice to hear from friends and see how they're doing. And so that was nice, just kind of connecting. That was last night. Got pizza, watched football, Monday Night Football, watched Bijan. I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Oh,
Um, but that was my nice to hear. It's just nice to hear from old friends.
ah, yeah, that's great. I had similar thing. I had the in-laws came to visit and hang out and do the Christmas thing, which was great. But I got on my my father-in-law's email list for his band, Flight DeVille. So
I
shout
think
out
I'm on it.
Flight
I think I'm
DeVille.
on it,
You got
dude.
it?
Oh
Nice.
yeah, dude. Yeah. Flight to
Yeah,
Ville.
I just got an email today and was like, "Oh, baby, here we go." I was there with Lisa. She was helping him put it together and get everyone on there. So yeah, it was fun. I was editing this podcast as he was going through his email list. Just a couple of creatives, just really, really hammering it together. So
Yeah, Lisa just married a version of her father there. Just a couple creatives. Yep.
couple of yeah. I don't know if I've got the guitar or singing ability, but yeah,
But you make up for it in your comedic wit.
yeah.
You make
There we
up
go.
for it in your
There we go.
satire.
Speaking of jokes, have we seen the Sixers? Have you been keeping up with the Sixers much with the last two games?
Great transition. Yeah, I watch them. I watch them. I
Yeah.
that came on right before the Eagles game. They played the Thunder, and I thought this will be a laugh.
Uh,
Let's put ourselves up against the youngest, best dynasty currently
yeah.
going right now. And first, I mean, they did schedule it in a great way where I could watch the first hour before the Eagles kickoff, and that's all I wanted to watch because I knew by the
Yeah.
end they would be losing, and I had no
hmm
faith that they'd actually win the game. But I'll tell you what, I love me some Barlow. I love me some
I
Barlow.
heard. I heard on
Do you know
some.
him?
Oh
Dominic
yeah, like
Barlow
power forward action. He.
on a two-way?
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
two-way. Yeah, he's crushing it, right? I mean, I feel like there's no other power forward on the roster, so it's just kind of like he's just kind of eating, he
Al- Also,
can really run.
the Sixers are finally shedding some of the Joel Embiid. Like they're building it around Maxey now,
Yeah.
and it's not this like what do they call it, heliocentric offense where it's just one
Mm,
player like James Harden for a while, or it was Ben
yeah.
Simmons and obviously Embiid for the past decade, where it's just him getting his points and everything else falls from the wayside. Like kind of on defense he tries. Barlow is the opposite.
Yeah.
Grit guy, running, getting rebounds, who cares about points, diving for loose balls,
Uh,
tapping rebounds to other players. Maybe he doesn't get the rebound, but he's tapping it to other players, taking charges. Just
oh,
more guys like Barlow on a two-way contract, just hungry for basketball.
oh,
Love it.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I realized I put it on the doc here that I have such a distorted view of the Sixers because during football season, I don't watch the full games.
Mm-hmm.
I only watch the highlights, which I love. I get like a 15-minute clip. I'm bundled up in bed. I've got, like maybe a tea right before bed. I do
Ooh.
my night routine. I got a tea to kind of
Mm.
wind down. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this highlight here. And it's great because they don't spoil the outcome either in these
Mm-hmm.
highlights. So I can go in and I treat it as if it's like a 15-minute game, like I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to watch this. And it's incredible because they play so many games. I'm like, this is just the best way to watch basketball. But it really ruined that every time I watch a game, it's only the highlights and I'm only watching makes.
Yep.
So
Yep.
when I'm watching it, I'm just going, oh no, they have the ball again. Oh no, they have the ball again. Oh no, they have the ball again. Because I know the other team is going to be scoring because they wouldn't
Yeah.
show me the highlight if it was a miss. So whenever I watch it, I'm also only watching the makes. So I'm not seeing who's shooting at a high clip
Right.
percentage wise. I'm only watching the people, the makes.
You're
So
not
I'm not.
watching Quentin Grimes trying to take over and miss.
Yeah,
Miss some
yeah,
shots, or Paul George trying to cook
yeah,
and take long 2-pointers right in front of the 3-point line.
None of it. I'm getting none of it. All I see
Yeah.
in my mind, Grimes is just like an incredible, like Carmelo Anthony. He's just like, he's just ripping it. I think Paul George as well. He's crushing it. Harris Maxey, he does look like he's
Tyrese
actually,
is actually great. He's had a couple
yeah,
bad games where you're like, what happened?
yeah.
Here's a fun stat for the Sixers. When Paul George, Maxey, and Embiid all play together, the 5 games they've played together, they've lost all of them. They've lost every game they've all played together.
Yeah.
They win a bunch when it's Maxey and Edgecombe. Honestly, is like our second best player, I feel like now. He's like,
Yeah, I
it's
totally
Maxey
agree.
and Edgecombe. And
Yeah.
every game Joel plays, you probably miss on the highlights. Everybody else is out of a rhythm. Nobody gets touched the ball. Everybody's just watching Joel bully somebody. The worst loss to me was maybe two ago against the Bulls. Joel clearly gets very emotional after he got dunked on. He got a putback
Oh,
dunked
was that the
on
Bulls
him.
game? Yeah, with specs.
Yep, the glasses guy
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
glasses did it, and
yeah.
he clearly this is with like 2 minutes left in the game, so every possession matters. Clearly, Embiid runs down the court, angry that he got dunked on, calling for the ball. ISO, they give him the ball. He 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 just forces the shot, misses the shot, goes back on defense. They get a switch. They know he's like a poker player.
On
He's like,
tilt.
he's tilt. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then they get him in a switch, and then not they don't dunk on him this time. Now they get him hit a 3-point over him because they know he's not going to cover the 3-point line. And just like
Yeah.
that, 5 points just wither away in no
Yeah.
time in the most crucial 2 minutes because they get Joel on tilt and then just take advantage. And it was like, the Joel experience right now. That's why I want him
Yeah.
playing. Here's what I want. Make him come off the bench only in the first quarter or the beginning of the second quarter and in the third quarter. Don't play him at the end of half or at the end of a game when it matters.
Wow.
I don't want him. I don't.
So-
That's when people hustle the most.
So you saying Tobias Harris? Is what you saying? When we need him most, he should
Kinda.
disappear?
Yeah.
That's
He's getting close to Avatar levels. Yep. When we needed him most, he vanished.
Yeah. I wanted to backtrack a little bit because we were getting into the weather, and I know I jumped into some of the early sports just because the Sixers were just on my mind. I know it's not usually a big segment we do, but I did want to mention them. So we did this fun ski trip. I wanted to at least bring it up because love of my life, wanted to at least mention her once and give my weekly appreciation for my wife. Absolute trooper. We did a half day skiing, hasn't skied in 20 years, and just rents some skis, gets up there, and it just, I mean, it dumped. It dumped like
Okay. So Fresh Powder
2
and
feet.
Lisa has not. She has not skied in 20 years.
Yeah, and
You've skied in that time. You've snowboarded.
it's
In
still
that
been
time, right?
like 5 years or so. So it's been a little bit of
Right.
time for me to snowboard. But get some fresh snow, and she just goes up there, and we're hitting some greens, but it's a holiday weekend. It's busy, and she had a couple of just quiet, just a couple polite yard sales, just a
Sure.
quick little tumble,
Yep.
and skis are gone, but we
Whoop.
still back
That's what you
up,
rent.
pop up. So a couple of those, she was an absolute champ about it. But then we wanted to get to the highest point of the mountain, 10,000 feet elevation,
Whoa.
and really cool views, get some good pictures. Only way down was a blue square, so the second
Oh,
hardest.
oh boy.
I guess next step for someone that hasn't done it yet. So poor Lisa falls, and is in the middle of a pretty steep bit. So she wanted to get out of the way for other people. So she goes off to the side. I'm at the bottom. I see that she's just walking across. She walks across and ends up going to a tree, and just is like, and we're yelling back and forth. She's like, I'm fine. I just gotta puke really quick. I was like, oh no. I take off my snowboard and I just walk up the hill along the side to go catch her. Because I was really worried it was like a concussion or something. Like a
Right.
concussion, you're puking. So I was like, oh my
Elevation
God.
as well. Right.
And so I was like, oh my God. So I'm walking up the hill. I got this, I'm carrying my snowboard, walking up. I go probably like halfway up this section and get up to her. I'm winded. And she was like, I think I might just be like, just like overexertion, because like just workout kind of puke.
Dehydrated kind of puke, or
Yeah. And so thank goodness, like thank God it wasn't, the concussion kind. But anyway, so she has that kind of hits, and then she's like, all right, well, I'm ready. And I was like, okay, well, I'm exhausted. I walked all the way up here. I'm so tired. Let me just take a second. And then luckily too, like she's just doing the S's and it's pretty slow, so it's pretty easy to kind of catch up too. So fun time, but a little bit of a scare, and what a trooper though. What a trooper.
champ. Yeah, way to go, LJ. Way to go, Lisa,
Yeah.
to get back out there. Like you said, puke and rally. Get out there.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. We had the snow. It was Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. It was snowing nonstop, which was very cool, very whimsical, really fun. And we would have the fire going and then kind of crack the window a bit to kind of cool it off, because you kind of oscillate between the two. What
Too
I
hot, too cold,
realized
kind of thing.
what I've realized, Alex, in this conversation is, you're talking about the East Coast and it having more of like e- each day to day, it's changing drastically. I feel like with the California, it's much more of like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, earthquake. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, blizzard. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, fires. Like it just comes in extremes. Um, but anyway, I think the snow was another one of those extremes that came in and was really kind of taking over. So that ended up happening. It kind of goes back to our initial start to the conversation, which is, you talk about the East Coast and you're always talking about the weather, and it's like things are changing. It's going, I feel like California or West Coast generally, it has just very stable, and then just goes, then earthquake. Then it's like stable,
Yeah.
fires,
Yep.
stable. Like if you're in the mountains, blizzard. It's
Yep.
just like, and then it goes flooding. So you do get the same amount of weather. It's just the way it's distributed is in these massive chunks, versus the East Coast is just like sprinkled throughout. Is what it feels like on a smaller scale. But the snow that we had, it was just, oh my gosh, we ended up getting several feet, 2 or 3 feet. I can't remember the exact amount, but I bring it up because we were cracking the window and it was a full house. We had the whole fam bam there. Besides
10
you,
of
of
you and a
course.
dog, right? 10
Yeah,
of
besides you,
you
of
and a
course.
dog.
10 of us and a dog.
Missed you
And
all. I
and
know.
you were very missed. And we wake up in the morning, and Lisa and I, we're kind of in the basement area. We've got that window open, and we end up going out, checking the van. We look around the van. There are bear prints
Oh
all
no.
around the van, and then all around the trash can area. It looked like some coyote prints as well. So they were going after, I think, something in the van. But we looked by the window, and the bear had walked right by our open window, our cracked window,
Oh
while we
no.
were sleeping. Um, so,
Is this on the
man,
first floor, right? On the first floor?
yeah. So this is like we were eye
Oh.
level with a bear, open window, and luckily nothing happened. But man, I don't know if that screen would have done much if the bear wanted to get in
No.
or smelled
No.
something it liked. Um, so anyway, that was quite the scare from the weekend here.
Now, did you have food? Like, could they smell food from like in your bedroom, maybe? Or
I maybe I think it was more in the car. I think in the car is what they were going after, and they didn't look like
do you
they
have
were
any
there that
like
long.
loose like picnic baskets of any kind
Yeah,
or
that's right.
anything like
That's right.
that?
We had a couple of you know what it was is we did have quite a bit of honey lathered on my face and body.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Did the bear have just
might have
a
done.
small red shirt on when it was walking by?
No pants, but the red shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he
Okay.
was yeah.
Okay. Now, is he
Uh
concerned at all about fires or far in the forest there at all? Was he concerned in that capacity at all? Did he have a
no,
hat of
but
any kind?
no, he was just yelling piglet a lot is what he was saying
Okay.
mostly.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't know who that could have
So,
been. No
it could have
idea.
been anyone. It could have been
Yeah.
anyone. The other thing, um, got into Spicer, got really into baking bread. So I baked some bread as well. Got
Oh,
into
you
that a
baked
little bit.
bread. What kind of
Yeah, I
bread?
did. I did a little bit. They were these like baguettes. You could do these baguettes for all you need is uh flour, yeast, salt, water. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you mentioned this last pod, Spicer made some baguettes, right?
Yeah, so
And
now
so,
he taught me. I have learned the first batch I made one tiny, like instead of making these big loaves of bread, I accidentally broke off a small one. So I made it was basically like a breadstick with two other
that's great.
lopsided rolls. But yeah, it turned out great. Turned out great. Really good crunch. And then yeah, I've taken it home now. So I've now taken it home. I had it this morning. I tried doing it. It was very burnt, but I threw it on the story here. So you could take a look. It's burnt the parchment paper pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, no. Well, are you going to continue this as sort of like a hobby? Or are you going to continue to kind of get the
I
recipe,
think I
get the
might.
timing down? Maybe less time, maybe lower heat, maybe it sounds like.
Yeah, I think the heat was good. I think the parchment paper was pressed up against the side, which I think it didn't like that. It didn't like I think
No.
it had to be more freestanding. And that
Kind
would
of
have
like when you're at
helped.
the club, when you're at like a noisy club and you're pushed up
Hmm.
against the side. Nobody likes being pushed up against the side, especially when your song comes on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
People feel like you don't want to be burnt. It's kind of like how that parchment paper sounds like it felt,
I
when
love
his
it.
favorite
The-
song came on.
I love it. I love Alex.
Yeah.
I feel like the single guy life is still the references are
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
ripping.
I
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, speaking of, did you check out any Olivia Dean? Have you
I heard the song after we potted. I heard the song and a
Oh,
little bit of a
come
bop.
on.
A little bit of a
Oh,
bop.
it's a lot of a bop. Isn't
It's
that
a
a
little
bop?
bit of a bop.
That's a bop.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Man I Need is, that's a real bopper.
A
There's a
little bit of a
couple
ripper.
ones. If you want to get in your feelings, Jake, if you really want to get there, she'll
Oh,
get you
yeah.
there.
Oh,
She'll get you
yeah.
there. As a single man, I'll tell you what,
She'll
the
get
album Messy, the album Messy that came out,
Uh-huh.
and now her latest one, it came out in 2023, and then now this past
Oh,
year, she was my
I'm
dude,
sure.
number 3. on my Wrapped.
On your
my own
Wrapped? Oh my God,
Number
Alex.
3 artists. The Dean.
There's a lot of innuendo going on right now. I'm really biting my tongue not to jump on Wrapped, or you were wrapped, or it's messy after the cheat. What's the name of the song? What's the title of the song? It's
Man I Need.
Man I Need. Yeah,
come
She's
on,
getting you there. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff. I didn't say it, but I really wanted to jump on the innuendo quite a bit there.
It sounds like you're already jumping on it by just saying jump on it. By the way, Dive is another great one. You gotta look up Dive. Dive is actually probably
really good. All right, I like that.
Diving into love, Jake. That one's optimistic. That one's like,
okay,
there's a messy beginning, but we're diving in. That one,
diving back in. Water's fine.
Kinda, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, exactly. Water's not fine. Cold plunge. Diving in. It's gonna wake us up.
I'll tell you what, though, Jake, if you've just got out of a relationship, do not listen to The Hardest Part. Is what it's called. It's called The Hardest Part.
Well, that I could have gathered that. It sounds like, Alex.
Jake,
it sounds like
that one. That's a breakup song, and that one, whoo boy.
She gets all the bodily
fluids.
That's another tearjerker. It sounds like sad one.
Oh, it'll jerk. Yep. Oh, it's a jerker, Jake.
Jesus Christ. All right.
It's a tearjerker.
All right. You were
dancing in that puddle. I wasn't dancing in that puddle. You put us in the puddle.
That's on me. That's on me. I there was laser beams all around, and we stepped on each and every one. We just walked right into them.
And it all stemmed from, yes, I had a couple different single references there. Olivia Dean, Lover. But I think you could blast that while you're baking some bread. I think while you're baking your bread, you could blast that.
I'm gonna have to blast my bread and really dive into this, Alex.
Be careful with your yeast, but for sure, blast it, brother.
I think we thoroughly hit that. That was pretty good. We hit a lot there.
We did.
We hit a lot. Alex, I think we gotta stop beating around the bush here.
Yeah.
How did the fantasy football season end? Was it amazing? Was it terrible? What was at stake? Did you have any stakes? Were there no stakes? Was it medium well? Was it medium rare? What kind of stakes? What were going on for you?
Jake, it was like a Chick-fil-A, Jake. It was like a Chick-fil-A. There was no stakes.
No. Deep fried.
Yep. And it was.
And no one was working on Sunday.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Oh man, that was great. No, Jake, you asked me this last week, and I said then my season was over, and you that you're bringing this up again only alludes to the fact. I will say this: I won the trade. That's my only
you won the trade.
morsel of a victory. My other 3 leagues, I think I finished in 9th. Oh, here's something fun you'll like. Dave, you know how I played Dave in this kind of consolation bracket where we don't really know, which Parker ended up losing. I was wrong on the last podcast. You could have come in last if you lost that.
That scared you. You gave me false. Yeah,
I did. I
was like, oh, I'm fine. There's no way I lose.
Honest mistake. Hey, hand up accountability. Honest mistake on my end.
I was like, oh, who cares? I'm already off the bottom. It doesn't even matter. It turns out I'm fighting for my life. And
Derek.
You know who knew I was on the bottom? Derek. Derek Apps. And you know what? Derek is trying to fight for that trade to be a winner. He was fighting day in
for your trade.
He won the last week. Oh my God. He went absolutely berserk. Lamar's dead to me. But
he should be after this year. Oh.
Yeah. Trading for him is just brutal. I mean, you can't. I would say this. Andrew, God bless him. He brings it up maybe every week to me. He'll text me and go, the trade? What about the trade, though? It's like, even he blew up the group and was like, Derrick Henry finally paying off on the trade. It's like, yeah, man, Derrick was pretty good. Like, it was Lamar. I I stand by the trade. It was an injury thing. If the guy wasn't injured and I had a great quarterback, probably would have been pretty cool. Would have been pretty fun. But
You
he
mentioned it in
wasn't.
that group chat. You mentioned in a group chat a little bit too much time at gas stations late at night for Lamar.
I know.
He
That was
he showed
here's
up in the middle of the
thing.
season. Remember that?
I was trying to buy the dip. I thought it was a little bit of a red herring. Turns out, not a red herring.
It was
He
a canary.
certainly was.
It was a canary in the coal mine.
It sure was. It sure was. He oh my gosh. Yeah, I really thought you buy the dip, whatever. But hey, I mean, Daniel Jones goes down. JMO was hit or miss. He had some great games. He had some terrible games, and he did not show up at the end. Chase Brown was great. But again, that was another one. I didn't think Joe Burrow would come back as quickly as he did. At the time of the trade, Burrow looks like he's out for the year. Lamar is just, he's having a fun night at the chicken stand. It's not a big deal. So he gets some injury luck. I think he got injury luck. I would do the trade again. I would do it again.
I got real petty and I looked up the final rankings, or at least this week's past rankings for all the players that were involved. In my trade.
Did you send it to the group? Did you send it to
I didn't. No,
everyone that had slighted you?
No, it's mainly on this podcast and with you. Is like I want to keep the receipt there, and with AJ because you were my counsel and you guys were like, "What are you doing, Alex?"
Yeah,
you were like,
the counsel was wrong.
You guys both were like, "Hey, he got the better end of you," and I was buying the dip. I got Chase Brown. Chase Brown ended a better running back than Josh Jacobs by the end. If I'll have you note. And Saquon, he had a bad last week. He about 6 points against the Bills, but he finished one above Josh Jacobs as well. So that's two running backs better than Jacobs, and Sutton finished better than Devontae Adams by the end because he missed the last 2 games.
Devontae got hurt, and then Igbuka too. And Jacobs was hurt. It's tough because you're the injury thing. I mean, you did call the injury, which is wild.
Why? I knew I got rid of the old players. I got rid of the young phenom who it's a Florida player that had a flash in the pan. Yeah, I mean, didn't amount to anything, but if I had Chase Brown in a meaningful game, I would have been really punching some air. And also, I had Jordan Love in every team. He got hurt the last 2 weeks. He's been hurt. And this was going to be the fun thing. None of this mattered. There's no stakes to any of my fantasy. So I'd love to kind of go back to your reality, which is an actual stakes. But the last thing is I was playing Dave for like 9th or 8th place. And his team name, he like famously really likes Aaron Rodgers, and his team name is A. Rodgers Only Fan.
Yeah.
And when Jordan Love went down, instead of picking up, I would have picked up the backup. If the game mattered, I would have picked up the backup, who he did well, Malik Willis. For spite, I picked up Aaron Rodgers to go against Dave. And,
nice.
And I beat him with Aaron Rodgers getting like 7 points or something.
yeah. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about right there.
Yeah.
I think Parker and I changed our team names 1 year because ironically we were fighting middle of the pack, similar thing, but we were changing our team names to be like I think I had Jalen Hurts and I was like, Park, I bet this hurts. And he was like, Jake, it absolutely does. And those were our team names. So we had some like BSing around, but it was Parker and I again. And in that one, Derek went crazy. The other, it's so upsetting because in my last place fighting for my life league, I've got Derrick Henry. He goes off. And I'm like, okay, great. I don't have to do a punishment. In the league that matters, the league we talked about, Alex, Matthew Stafford, number 1 quarterback, running back, Christian McCaffrey, number 1, receiver, JSN, number 1, tight end, Trey McBride, number 1, had them all. They all dropped to at least two. McCaffrey and McBride held up. Stafford has his worst game, and I go against Derrick Henry. It was,
I know.
I knew it was going to happen. Alex, you got my hopes up twice in both leagues. You were like, we were doing this on this pod. We were dancing. We were dancing on the grave. We were doing the victory lap for Stafford. We're like, what a great Jake. All your teams, they've got this in common. This is incredible. Oh my, you had both of them. You buttered me up. You buttered me up, man. You buttered me up, and I'll tell you what. I look like my actual bread. I am burnt to a fucking crisp right now, Alex. It was miserable.
Jake, I did not send it to you. I deleted it. I almost sent to you watching Stafford. It was a GIF of Simba trying to, after the stampede, trying to get Mufasa up. and he's like, Dad, no. Get off. I was going to say, you and Stafford. Stafford, get up, buddy. One more time. No, one more time. One more championship. This is fucked up. I can't do this. I didn't send it. I didn't think it'd be funny.
You should have. I'm happy. At least you're telling me now. This is great. No, it was funny. On the last pod, we did mention, like, I was like, this is, I'm going to get killed. This is how it all, once you start talking about it, it's like, man.
This is what we said. The Madden god, or not the Madden, the fantasy gods or the football gods didn't exist this year because the shit talkers did really well this year. And the guys that are superstitious and like you and I that are like, no, we can't talk bad. You don't want anything bad happening. We got shit on.
Good karma. Yeah.
Right. None of it worked this year. That's why I think last week we were kind of like, you know what? Maybe we can talk a little bit, put the cart before the horse here a little bit. And I thought it was a good, I wasn't trying to butter you up. I thought it was a good full circle moment with the Stafford thing, and it was like, would have been because that was a championship, right? I mean,
it was the championship.
It really was Derrick Henry in that game.
It was all Derrick. Right? It was, he had 48 points and his team had like 150. So his team basically got like 100 and not even like 100, 105 or something, 104. So if Derrick has just a whatever game, just absolutely in it. But then I had Stafford he finished with like 15 or 16, well below his projection. Nico Collins laid an egg. He did not do well. And then also Tet, our guy Tet, I was riding all year. He was ill. He had a flu
or something, right?
I know. And then he only had 1 point. Was terrible. McCaffrey showed up. McBride showed up. Oh man, just a brutal. I mean, my team just did fine. They had like 112 or something. So it was just kind of like still really just limping. Like it was an incredible, had the most points for on the season by like a wide margin. But just, man, Derrick, dude, just single-handedly won it. And I think that's the second time or third time I've come in second in that league. Oh, it hurts. The last one was a Yardley Bowl. Do you remember that? That was I think our second championship Yardley Bowl, I want to say.
Was that with Alvin Kamara on Christmas? Was that that championship?
No, I didn't. I would definitely remember if I felt the wrath.
I remember saying that would be brutal. I had that. That was a great feeling. That was one of the greatest fantasy football experiences I've ever had, is watching Alvin Kamara, and I'll never forget those red shoes. He had Christmas shoes on. They were like red and green.
Yeah, that's right.
He had 5 touchdowns. Yeah, it was like Derrick Henry. Yeah, 20, 21, something like that. But
I think that was the second one there. But no, that first one I think was a Yardley Bowl, and then Yeah, brutal stuff. Was
What
in the
about the other
third place
leagues?
game.
Yeah. What were the other leagues?
Was in the third place game for the LA guys. So I was a game away from the championship there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I lost the third place. So I ended up getting fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which was fine. I felt like I was not very dialed in. The holidays, the travel, like I was around a lot of family, and none of them watch football. So it was just
Yeah. Mom's
so
side is like almost anti-football, like almost like scoffing at you if you do watch it kind of
right.
vibe,
And
right?
so yeah, so and we had a lot of stuff going on. We were doing fun things or whatever. So I just wasn't as dialed in. Especially because like the only one I really cared about was that championship. The other ones I was just kind of like, oh, whatever, which is why thank God Derrick Henry went off, because I didn't, again, we were chatting about it. I didn't think there was any stakes there. Thank
Mm-hmm.
God it was fine. Because I played like Geno Smith or something. Like it was
I
bad.
saw that. I did. I saw that.
I
That was
I
like,
had
what's
it.
he doing there?
Well, Lamar got hurt again, and so it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, all right. I just picked up whoever was the most projected player or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I didn't think I was playing for anything. I just was like, oh, I'll just set the lineup, no big deal.
Right,
I
right,
wasn't very
right.
critical about it.
I, I
Um,
I just had what's his name? I had Jordan Love in one of the leagues because there was no consolation bracket in the LA league, and so
uh-huh.
I was just rudderless, just looking at my team. Couldn't Everything was locked so that you couldn't drop players that you wanted to, and just looking at a bunch of
Yeah,
what ifs on the roster,
yeah.
thinking
Now, Alex,
what happened.
do we go back to a little conversation we had earlier in the season about the Herbert versus Love conversation? Do
Okay,
we think?
okay.
What do we think?
Well,
What
no,
do we
no, no,
think?
no, 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 no.
What
You
do we think?
reframed it in asking that. It was never versus Love. It was
That's
never
right. It
Herbert
wasn't. No, it
versus
wasn't.
Love.
Would have been great if it
So
was, but you're right. You're right. It
it would have
wasn't.
been great. The reason I liked Love so much is he was at a discount in fantasy drafts because he was so cheap to get. So it's not
Yeah.
like I thought that Love. I just thought he was a
Right.
good price
Good
in
value.
the
Yeah.
market of fantasy football. Having said that, though, the real I will, I will, I'll stand there and I'll look at your receipts. I'll stand there and I'll
Mm-hmm.
look at your receipts in the
All right.
return department
A little
of
checkout.
the
Self
yeah
checkout
the
over here.
checkout. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, you said Herbert, good MVP, and I think we could probably clip it out. I kind of ranted a little bit how he's a what did I say? Not a leader of men of sorts or something like that. Or
Yeah, something.
well,
Something like that.
something about his leadership, or and
Yeah.
something like that. So, you know what? I'll step away from those remarks a little bit. I'll distance myself from my own remarks, and I'll evolve a little bit after getting more information, and say, you know what? This kid's got some chutzpah. This kid has
He's
got
got chutzpah.
he's got
Yeah.
chutzpah. He's got some zhuzh. He
Yeah.
has in his tool belt. He's got some grittiness that I didn't. Broke his hand, had
He
hand surgery, and he's still
yeah.
playing. The whole
Yeah.
line is injured,
Yeah.
and
Took a lot of sacks, but
Omarion
yeah.
Hampton's out, and he's still
Yeah.
playing through it. Really, I've never doubted his arm talent. I've
Yeah.
never come on in this podcast, pull up the highlight of like me like berating him.
Just a compilation of this guy
me.
sucks. No arm talent. It's overrated.
I did question his mental. I did question his mental ability and his leadership.
Okay.
I never questioned his talent. I never questioned his arm down. And I thought this year he would not win. If I'm remembering correctly, he would not win MVP because I thought they'd be a run-heavy team
That's
that
right.
would lean on the run and like their defense and their good coaching. And
Good
that's how I was
tackles.
predicting it. Yeah, that's how I was predicting this year for them. Did not go that way. The whole offensive line got obliterated, and it was like,
Yeah.
hey, Herbert, save us. And so
Yeah.
it was the perfect sort of mixture of things to happen to win an MVP, which is like he needed to be everything for the team.
Yeah.
And he
If
kind
that's
of
how
was.
if that's how you look at it, if you're one of those people that say like if you take this player away, and you
Mm-hmm.
put in another quarterback, are they successful? Do they really fall down a lot, or is it a structure where anyone could kind of survive? And he definitely did elevate and had a good high watermark for the team to kind of
Mm-hmm.
rise the tide a little bit for the ships. But you know what I'm kicking myself about? Who
Hmm.
I was jockeying in the beginning of the season in the LA League was Drake May. I started Drake May
Mm-hmm.
week one. I had
Mm-hmm.
Drake May starting, and Herbert was my backup. And I had the two.
Mm-hmm.
And with that league, the bench is so shallow.
Yep.
So I didn't realize that. And I had two suspended guys in Addison and Rice. I needed
Yep.
to get different positions, couldn't afford both of them, and I had to pick. And they kind of had back-to-back weeks, but overall, May just crushed
Jake,
it.
guess who
Yeah.
I in that league, same thing. I dropped Goff for
Yep.
Love because O'Marion Hampton went down, and then I picked up Drake May at one point
Yeah.
in that same league, and I dropped him after a while because O'Marion Hampton got hurt, and I needed running backs more than I needed. I was locked in on Love. I was like, this is
Yeah.
who I've placed all my chips on. I can't really afford to have a backup quarterback. That way, if I'm going to just choose Love every week, and I
Yeah.
should have same boat. I did made the same mistake as you with May there.
Yeah.
Tough to predict. What do you think? He's the MVP this year. What do you think? Where are you at now?
I mean, it was him and Stafford were the betting favorites, and Stafford just had that brutal game. We'll talk
Mm,
about it.
yeah,
I mean, we just talked about the whole Mufasa thing. So I think the MVP is really like, and a lot of these awards are like narrative driven, and it has a lot of recency bias because of that.
definitely. Yep.
Because it's like how you're trending, how the team's trending, what are you
Hmm.
doing, what have you done, body of work, and kind of in that order as well. So I think May has the upper hand because he got pulled. They were up so much. He had like
Wow.
2 incompletions or something like that. And
21 for 23 with I think 4 or 5 touchdowns. Something
yeah,
crazy.
and it's like to all different people. It's like Chisholm got in there and got a touchdown for his first career touchdown.
Right.
So yeah, they went in different directions. Stafford and May. I think May might have the upper hand here, and I think he might get it. I mean, they did have an easy schedule,
Yeah.
easiest schedule, but you know, doesn't mean he didn't play well and just crush it. Still crushed it. And
I
really,
I still just
really
can't.
scary.
I can't root for New England yet. They haven't suffered long enough.
I know.
Um,
I
After all
know.
of their dynasties and how much Boston wins, like
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't want to. I haven't listened to Bill Simmons this year because I don't want to hear him talk about Drake May. You know, like I don't. I don't want to listen to all that.
Yeah.
Because I'd much rather a team with like Herbert, like the Chargers deserve to win way more than like the Patriots. Um, Patriots
Josh
do.
Allen.
So
Josh Allen
mhm.
was another one in contention, and I think he was my pick a couple of weeks ago when we talked about it, where I was like, he could be the one, but man, the Birds really had a good. I think
Should we pull up? Yeah, pull up the
yeah, let's
pick'ems
pull
here.
it
It's
up
time.
now.
Yeah, I think it's time.
We talked about it in the pre-show a little bit, but the little preamble. Now, I did. We did our little segment with post fades and cheesesteaks, and so I did my pick'ems there, and I didn't actually click them in here, but we kind of agreed on that same lineup, so we're going to be identical for this. But did you keep track? Do you know what you got?
There was a couple that I just kept. I had a real chill weekend, and so I watched a lot of football and kind of rested a lot this weekend after the whole kind of holiday. And so there was a couple that raised my eyebrows that I was like, oh, I got that one wrong. I know I picked Vegas as an example, and
Oh,
that was
right, yeah.
wrong over the Giants in like the worst Super Bowl, the worst
So it's
number one
it's out of
football.
16. How many do you think you got?
Uh,
We got. We both got the same
Probably
for this.
half, like 8. Probably 8.
8. Alex,
Yeah.
it's a pretty solid guess. 7. Little
Yeah.
sevener. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
So little 7 action. Had the Dallas to Washington. We nailed that. Nailed that one, Alex. We got there off to a
Mm-hmm.
running start.
That was good. And Washington kept it closer than actually I thought. That was even closer than I thought it would be. But
Yeah,
luckily the line was 6.5. I thought the line could have been even more. But
I thought so too. Who was their quarterback? Didn't Washington start putting I think Josh Johnson got in there or something like that? Did you see
yeah,
that?
he got like his first start in X amount of years. It was like because he's been in the league forever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which didn't you when you were doing your brief writing? Didn't you do it? Was it Josh Johnson or was it a different
That's right.
journeyman
That
quarterback?
is
Yeah,
Josh
yeah, I
Johnson.
remember. Yeah,
He
you were
has
doing.
been on, I want to say, like almost half the NFL teams. It's
Yeah,
actually, he's probably one of the most like storied journeymen. I think some other people picked up on this story as well, but in the off season, I thought it was really interesting because he's been on half the teams and he's like a very unique player that like he's just been all over the place and I think he even like I think he got into like buying apartments or something in each city because he was traveling so much that like
incredible.
he just
I
started
love
buying
it.
apartments and then um anyway, so he's got this whole portfolio of all the places he's lived and all the I think he even did Canadian football at one point, so he has done it all.
That's a
Um
cool life. Like, obviously, if you compare him to other football players, you're like, oh, what a bummer. Like a football fan would be like, oh, trash career. If you're just a person and you're like, dude, I made millions playing football for like almost every team, like half
yeah.
of the teams, and I get to live in all these cool places and have a memory with that, with a property, like investment properties. That's awesome. Like, that is
Yeah.
so cool.
And I
Like,
feel like, I mean, I'm sure in the moment it's got to be tough because you're a competitor. You want to be
right,
starting. You
right.
want like some stability. I'm sure, but I think hopefully he looks back and is like, and plus he gets to like have all these jerseys on the wall and just have like a full
Yeah.
wall of like all these different places and like
And all the
maybe
different teammates.
timestamps.
Think about all the
Yeah,
teammates now. He's got so many different
yeah,
teammates. It's not like he was like on one team for his whole career, like same teammates over years. So probably like knows most of the league know him as
yeah.
like, you know what I
At
mean?
least, yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was I. The other big one from this game is Jordan. He had Derrick Henry, but he also had Aubrey.
Oh,
Aubrey,
the kicker. Yep. 17 points or something, right?
yeah, he had a
18.
big day. He was big and really delivered for them. We got
Mm-hmm.
the next one, Detroit, Minnesota. Got this wrong, man, dude.
Oh.
Detroit. It looked like Sewell went down. Panay Sewell. Oh,
Yes. And it was right when they were interviewing Barry Sanders. This happened. Penny Sewell
really?
is on the ground. Yep. Penny Sewell is on the ground. And and they're like, Barry, how proud of you, your kids. and then
Oh no.
and Penny Sewell and like all of the sort of Lions are trying to rally around the injury of like their best player. And
Yeah,
Barry's like, my boys are doing great. Like, he
that's
didn't know.
poor
Honest
Barry.
mistake.
Poor
Yeah,
Barry.
it was just horrible timing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if that was why they lost, but I was really disappointed in Detroit. I thought Minnesota was kind of dead in the water. JJ McCarthy's not playing anymore, so they're playing this other guy for Minnesota.
Oh,
Um, he's
I
been out for a
forgot.
couple weeks. By the way, I wanted to bring this up. JJ McCarthy didn't play the last couple weeks. Like he's been injured, like he's been out, and so it's
I
been
thought
some
he
weirdo. Let me double
is it.
check.
I think we talked about it. I thought he was still playing some. Um, but it was like
No,
Boz or something.
Bosmer. Yeah, that's right, Bosmer. Yeah,
Yeah,
so Max Bosmer has been playing for them. Um, but
December. Well, December 21st. So what was that 9 days ago? So he didn't play the lowest recent one, but he played Giants.
we did.
Um, and then he played Cowboys. He played December, except it was just that most recent game. It seems like.
Oh,
And who
okay.
knows? He might have left one of these games.
Yeah, I think he probably left maybe that last one and then missed the following week. But I just thought it was fun. Hey, IMG Academy, let's go. Um,
Oh,
let's go.
shout
Um,
out.
shout out to, I don't know if I should, well, never mind. uh,
But
but
didn't play in that one, and they still won
yeah, it
by
just
quite a bit.
now we need Detroit as Eagles fans. We need Detroit to beat the Bears too in this last
I
week to get the
know.
number 2 seed. So I really hope Detroit gets it together. And also, I can't not like Detroit. I love Campbell.
Yeah. But man,
So
does it feel like they're getting a little stale? Just like I don't know, like they
injuries,
still have
dude, injuries, man. They're
but
getting
it's always injuries. Is it maybe,
obliterated.
is it just pure luck, or is it something they're doing? I don't know. I don't know.
I just
I
hope
feel
they
like,
keep eating kneecaps, man.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they have lost their zhuzh. They've lost some of their mojo a little bit recently.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tough. I mean, it feels like they have injuries every year, and in this one, I mean, hopefully Sewell's back for the beginning of next year. That's kind of brutal. That's a massive
right,
loss.
right.
But luckily they got him for most of the season. Better now than, and they're eliminated, aren't they? Aren't they eliminated from the playoffs?
Yeah, brutal, just brutal for the Lions. Because the NFC West is so good. They've taken up those like wild card spots. Um, if we look here in the playoff pictures, you kind of look it up here. The real brutal one is that NFC South. They really muck it all up with the Panthers. Um,
Sure. Kind of jumping in there.
but yeah, I mean, if you look at, I mean, Seahawks, 49ers, and Rams all in the same division, making it. Um, they've been a juggernaut that division this year, and they kind of took up because the NFC North they were kind of because they did have the Packers, the Lions. Who's the
Minnesota
other one?
last year.
Yep.
Um,
Who's the other one I'm missing? Is it the top person or one of the top or? Oh, Bears. The
Lions,
Bears. The
Vikings,
Bears.
Bears. Yeah, Bears.
Because the
Yeah, the
Bears are now top
Bears.
dog in
Yeah,
that
and
division.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, the Eagles don't have a shot at the 3 seed. Now, the interesting thing is the Niners play. Um, they play the Seahawks, and they could get the 1 seed.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it was still up. I thought Seahawks kind of clinched.
No,
Well,
they
no.
play
It says
each
they play
other.
Carolina.
That's week
Seahawks play.
17
Oh.
because you could see Buffalo here for the Eagles.
Right.
Um, so yeah, week 18. It's Seahawks 49ers. So the 49, so that's why it really changes for the Eagles because they could, I mean, get one of those guys. I mean, they
Honestly, maybe
could get the
call me
2 seed.
crazy. I think we could beat all of these teams. I
I
think the
mean, we
Eagles could beat.
have, except for the Bears,
I was at
and
that
the
game,
49ers.
and yeah, they just got run on. But honestly, dude, that was a game when we didn't have Jalen Carter, I believe, or he was
That's right.
injured. If he was there, he has those bad shoulders, and then he got the
Yeah.
shots, like he got injections or whatever. He's a
Yeah.
different player now. You can't like run up the middle like they did.
Yeah.
The defense looked incredible against the Bills. Um, we'll get to that game, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just still bullish on the Eagles.
They beat the Rams. They beat the Packers. The Bears game, I think they could still win if they played again. But yeah, Lions are out and eliminated. The Bucks could make it. The Panthers could make it. That's kind of crazy that it's going to be one of them. Panthers.
Also the Ravens and Steelers play each other to see who gets in. Can you believe the Ravens can make it after everything this year? They started horribly, weren't they? Like,
and it was Huntley. What's going on with Lamar? If like is Lamar hurt? I don't know. And the Steelers, they had Metcalf was injured or suspended. I mean,
no, yeah, I was gonna say he injured a fan.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. And then I think one of the bigger surprises is probably the Jags here in the 3 hole.
the football's fun when the Jags are good, man.
So
This is
true.
what we wanted. I think about your wedding, dude, like that around that time. I remember
Yeah.
watching a Jags game at the villas um at your wedding there,
The
and
venue, yeah.
at the venue, and right before my flight, I remember that weird winning touchdown when Trevor Lawrence he falls down. Do you remember this? I remember sitting in the airport and he stumbles, he gets up, and then he runs in for the game-winning touchdown. Then he like gets interviewed afterwards, and he's like, I just had to make a play after I messed up there, and like it was so goofy, and I'm like, God, I hope the Jags are good this year, and they are. They're great.
I so badly wish Travis Hunter was just along for the ride. I wish I wish he was just a part. He doesn't have to be like, because clearly he doesn't have to be a big driver for it, but this team will then get that back. And it's huge as well because they traded their first rounder this year to get Hunter. And luckily it paid off because it's going to be a lower pick anyway. It's
It'll
not
be
a
like
big loss.
early
Yeah.
second round pick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The brutal one here eliminated the Colts. They were 7-1. They traded with the Jets. The Jets are a low-key winner here because they get the Colts pick for Sauce Gardner, and they also get the Cowboys pick for
Didn't
Quinnen.
they get multiple first round picks? Wasn't it like
I think they got
2 or 3 for Sauce?
I think so. I think it might have been 2 from the Colts.
And they got the Cowboys picks for Quinnen Williams.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact. I think it was definitely 1, and then maybe something else too.
Watch them just blow this, just blow it with horrible picks. They
you know
have
what
these
this means,
great
Alex?
picks.
The Jets are going to be the all-time best Madden franchise. So you get all these draft picks.
Jake, this is what you always wanted. And
I know,
for the
it's
listener,
perfect.
Jake always, when he does a franchise, he goes, oh, he pretends like he doesn't know what team he's going to be. He goes, I don't even know what team I'm going to be. Maybe you know what I'll do. And then he comes up with this story. He goes, I'm imagining myself. I'm walking down New York. I'm getting a bagel. You always bring up, I'm getting a bagel. Maybe I'm at one of the stands. I get the paper and the Post, and I'm the Jets. And you know what? I'll be the Jets. And it's like, dude, you're always going to be the Jets. You're always going to be the Jets. Also, New York, coffee and a bagel.
Also, New York already has a team. Perfect team to relocate. You know what I mean? They can. They've already got a team. They've got the Giants. It's a lot of fun. You get a lot of picks.
I love it because I love the Jets because they're like the little brother of the city. The Giants have won more recently in Super Bowls and everything, and I'll bring a little bit of that little brother energy. I'm only 2 minutes younger, but I'll bring that little brother energy from the Jets.
It also, when you're picking a team, you want to pick an underdog or a team that like hasn't done it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the other part of it. But,
and really, the point you were alluding to is they're going to be amazing because they're going to have all these draft picks. So you'll be able to do a fantasy draft and have just a whole nest egg of first-round draft picks.
It'll be
great.
It's going to be crazy. I wonder, who do you think, Alex, with Tank Watch now for the last week? We've got, the Giants pulled it out too. We'll get to the games. We'll get back to the games and we can kind of chat through it. But helpful to kind of see the playoff picture because it does kind of lets you know who's trying to just evaluate the roster, who's competing for a playoff spot, who's resting guys. Yeah.
Right.
So it does help to kind of have an idea of that when you're looking at the games. The next one was Denver KC. We were on Denver, but the spread was wicked. They did not
12.5 was that was a lot.
Yeah.
I can't believe it was this close. I guess divisional game, but they're down Gardner Minshew as well as Patrick Mahomes. I don't even know who started in this. I don't know who their third quarterback was. I don't know who played, to be honest.
That was another guy who, I think he's like a 28-year-old. It feels like they're trying to tank a little bit.
I think I remember having trouble pronouncing his name last podcast. That's right.
Yeah.
He was an older kind of third string quarterback. if you look up Chiefs QB depth chart or something, maybe
Right.
that'll probably pop up. But
Chris Oladokun.
yep,
Oladokun. Oladokun?
Oladuk
Oladokun.
Aladonkun. But
Oladokun.
either way,
Yeah.
never heard of him. Don't know how good he is. So the fact that they kept it close, 1-score game, good job by Kansas City, I guess. But I didn't watch this one at all. I did Red Zone, and this one was hardly on Red Zone at all. I watched Little
Yeah.
Harvey, I think. Harvey was on this.
A little bit of an action.
This was
Yeah.
a weird weekend because they did Saturday and Sunday games, so it was kind of a mixture.
That's right. It was just nonstop. I was also driving for some of the Sunday games, so I had Red Zone, kind of like how I started the season. Do you remember? I was driving through the mountains and I had Red Zone, and so I was listening to it. So I would just hear players, and get very excited, but I wasn't watching it. I was just kind of listening to what was going on. But Houston Chargers, Houston comes in. We got this one. 2.5
because
spread.
you gotta fade that loser Herbert. You gotta
There
fade
you go.
him.
You gotta fade. Houston's just a more complete team right now.
Yeah.
Chargers are beat up.
Stroud looks good, and their line doesn't look as detrimental as they did earlier in the year. The Houston offensive line, they're still bad, but they're
Stingley is vying for like best corner in the league. By the way, I don't know if you've seen this or tracked this at all. Stingley is like really made a jump. I think also the fact the pass rush Will Anderson is really dangerous. He is very good. He made a jump. Danielle Hunter. Yeah, he's still high level. So they look really fun on defense. They have another cool corner, a young guy, Lada something. Very good though. Very good young defense. And then Stroud, Nico had a quiet game here, but the Chargers defense quietly has one of the best opponent QB passer ratings, if that makes sense. So they hold the opponent's QB to a terrible passer rating.
Really? Now, I don't know if you remember, but Khalil Mack is still on the team. I watched him destroy Willie Marks, I think, the running back.
Oh, yeah.
Jake, you know what it reminded me of? Remember South Carolina, Jadeveon Clowney,
Michigan, I think? I think it was against Michigan.
Destroying Denard Robinson on
That
Michigan.
got him drafted first overall, was that pick.
He's still in the league. He's still getting paid off of that one hit. He's still getting paid off that one hit about 10 years ago.
You know what I realize about that play and about him as a player is he goes first overall, like this guy can do anything. But I think what I realize is, no, he's just an amazing run stopper. He's not like the pass rush. He's been solid over the years, but he's never put up gaudy sack numbers. It's more of like he's a physical, like imposing, and he can, if he's watching the running, his combine warrior,
was nuts, yeah.
But anyway, ironic to be against Houston, I suppose, to have Khalil Mack doing that. Derwin James still really playing well. He's had a good season as well. But next one, Baltimore Green Bay. Now this is what I was telling you about. This was like a Saturday night. I didn't watch this. Apparently it was, who was it? Malik? Willis. This backup quarterback? Willis?
Yeah. He ran one in, which was really impressive. Sort of a QB option, which you kind of can't do with Love. So that was kind of like added to their the profile of their offense. But Baltimore kind of dominated. The Green Bay defense looked kind of toothless without Micah Parsons.
And you know what? Without Kenny Clark, are we going to say that was a... I know they got injured. I think they were...
It's both. It's both things. They have neither now, right? So it's like...
Yeah.
They've
got... It's tough to load the box and then...
But this was really Derrick Henry. This was Derrick Henry.
I was going to say, Baltimore had Huntley. So it's like, it's a clash of backup QBs. I'm surprised it was this big of a blowout. Like, why didn't Green Bay just load the box? I guess they just didn't have the bodies to do it.
Yeah, it felt like a lot of Derrick Henry, like on Tennessee. Do you remember, Jake? Do you remember this memory? Is this gonna remember we did that like show in
Yep, Burbank, and we
exactly
watched. Yep,
Burbank show
and
and we
we did a
watched
stand up. I know.
Tennessee play.
Yep,
Yeah,
that you know what that was? That
where's that
was
Birds back room? What was
against
that room? What was that one room we would do?
Flappers.
Flappers, yeah, comedy
It was
club,
Flappers
yeah.
Comedy Club, Burbank,
Yeah, that little
California.
restaurant around there. Mike Vrabel, and it was prime King Henry game.
Yes,
That Tennessee
well,
team.
do you remember specifically? It was against New England in the playoffs, and it was Vrabel against Belichick, and he did that time runoff.
Oh, yeah, he was coaching his ass off in that game.
Yes,
he coached his ass off. Yes, I do.
The Pats did it to the Jets, and just kind of like, oh man, they just
gamesmanship.
It was Adam Gase was the head coach for the Jets, and he just he just kind of like outwitted them and basically made them tear off like 4 minutes of game clock or something like that.
Because didn't they illegally did something, and they committed the penalty intentionally to get the runoff of the clock, and then get another play after that to kill another 40 seconds, another play clock worth, right? Something like that, right?
Yes. And Vrabel did it right back in the playoffs. Same thing. The way the rules work is there is a runoff with I think it's a false start because the team's punting anyway. So they were going to be punting. And so while they were about to punt, they then just automatically have one of their linemen, like gunner guys, like on punt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a false start. And so they lose the 5 yards, but they don't care. They're punting anyway. And then even if like you accept or decline, like there's still a runoff or there's some kind of intricate detail there. And you can't keep doing the same thing, but you can have different types of penalties. And so anyway, it can only be done, I think, outside of 4 minutes at the end of each half. So it's a very specific niche thing. But yeah, Vrabel was basically doing it just they're playing chess with each other. And he pulled out this, absolutely fucking like bullshitty kind of thing to him after he had done it to the lowly Jets earlier.
It's so perfect to do it against him too.
Yeah.
Because you have precedent. It's like a lawyer, it's like we have precedent here already with this being enforced this way. So it needs to be enforced again. And he knows that. And so he's not going to argue it because he'd be arguing against himself. And that was a great day. I think we had a good set probably that day.
We were buzzing.
And we were buzzing from high off of a set, a good comedy set.
Derrick
and then we
Henry
watched that
running
game.
Wild. Yeah, Derrick Henry was running wild.
It reminded me of, remember, he was like the head of the franchise. He was like Cam Newton, Mr. Franchise at that point in his career because he was prime Derrick Henry.
He was propping up this game. He was propping up a second act Tannehill at the time.
Right. That's right. After the Dolphins fizzled out, and after Texas A&M when he was a wide receiver, and then they made him a quarterback. So,
look at you.
Yeah, I remember. I got no ball. So this game reminded me of that memory a little bit, where it was prime Derrick Henry, and there's nothing. You felt helpless watching it as an opposing team. Like, Derrick Henry's amazing. You can't stop him.
This is the one where I was at dinner. We have the phone out to kind of just check in, but I just kept looking at my fantasy and watching Jordan's. Like, he had 30 points. Like, oh my God, they were going to get 30 points. And it was like the first half. And I was like, no. And then it just kept, it was crazy.
AJ texted just like like bulldozer emojis, I think. Like no contacts, just bulldozer emojis.
Just going, that's right. That's right. And then we go right into Cincy, Arizona. This is just kind of like Burrow. Just felt like he was angry at the whole season, and so he just kind of took it out on the
I have great
lowly
analysis for
Cardinals.
this game. Yeah, I have great analysis for this game, and that is to not talk about the game at all, but talk about Joe Burrow for his lineman. You know how the QBs get a gift and everything? Did you hear about this? He gets fossils for everybody.
Yeah,
what?
And I guess they got to pick. They got to pick which ones,
like a T-Rex, or you get like a bear or something, right?
Yeah, and I guess each lineman got to pick which one. And I think one lineman was like, what did he say? He's like, he did one of the most unique things he could, and I really appreciate that. It was kind of like a little like, did you really want it? Like,
yeah.
I would like to truck
this for Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it, like golf carts? I've seen golf carts or cars before.
Watches. I've seen.
That's a big one. It used to be a dinner. Remember, it used to just be a dinner, and that was enough.
Dinner. Yeah.
And the inflation of these things. Yeah.
Well, the QBs get paid so much, especially relative to the team.
It's got to be a
so
guilt.
It got to be. You get paid $60 million a year. It's like, I guess
and Burrow in this game, like you said, he's playing angry. This just shows, like, can we get a team around Joe Burrow? It's so much. The playoffs are more fun when he's in it.
Yeah,
and he showed, like, he's still like they dug themselves in too big of a hole when he was out. But man, he would have been fun in the playoffs.
And it is kind of perfect because Cincinnati's ownership and structure, they feel like a fossil in the way they operate. It feels like it's stuck in 1980, and they have not updated the facilities, their scouting department, and they continue.
I could probably get hired. I think I could get hired in the scouting department there. I think I could.
I think you could too. That would be pretty fun. Kind of, be there with Joe Burrow and really ride
I would do it
his
in a heartbeat. Dude, I would do it in a heartbeat, man. I mean, I'm single now, and I got no strings right now. I got to take advantage. No strings. I could make dog shit money for Cincinnati.
And beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio.
Be there though. I'd be in a different city every week, scouting players that they'll never draft or listen to me on, and I'll be screaming at them.
We could do a segment. We could do a segment where it's just like Alex's find of the week, Alex's scout of the week, and it's just oh my god,
you guys are gonna love. You're gonna love this guy. This guy's name is Tucker Johnson. Tucker Johnson is coming out of Nebraska, and he is corn fed, 350 sophomore in high school. You're gonna love him.
Alex, you know what we should do is we then interview them. It's kind of like, do you remember we were talking about like Latu and some of the fullbacks? And we have them on the pod, and we really stake our claim as like the first one beating the drum for these up and coming guys.
Before they get their NIL money, and then everything's getting a little bit younger now. Europe has already been doing this with their soccer players. America's just will be the ones that are early adopters of the media coverage of it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There we go.
That's our angle. That's what you're kind of saying here, I think, right?
I like it. I like it. I might, I'll try and spearhead maybe the relocation for a team to Australia. Maybe that might be the move, because it's really
you're giving up on the tea bags already. You're giving up on tea bags this
we have
soon?
to even out. We have to even out the conferences, Alex.
Unbelievable.
Conference, Alex. We're still doing the tea bags. We gotta even it out. You got me fired up about the international play and places we've been. I don't know, Alex. That would be a good rivalry. Maybe the Kangaroos versus the Teabags. I don't know. It would be a logistical nightmare.
Now we have separate teams and we're rivals. Jake, this is typical you.
Alex,
this is typical you. We start together.
We don't have. We'll break the Teabags.
Ooh.
You all right?
My back. No, my back. I just got stabbed right in the
Jesus
back
Christ.
by my brother.
Stupid. I hate that. This is stupid.
I got you. You were concerned. You were
For a
really
second,
concerned.
you
Yeah.
really actually did it.
I
You did
sold
it.
it. I sold it.
The acting chops have still got it, Alex. You've still
Yeah,
got them.
baby.
That
Yeah,
was pretty good.
baby.
What so yeah, Cincinnati will relocate to either
I like the
London
ruse.
or
I do.
Sydney.
After you know, I'm over it now. I've digested it and I've accepted your relocation. The ruse, if you go by the ruse, the
That's like
marketing, the pockets, dude, hoodies with those pockets. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh my
Dude.
gosh.
You know what I mean? The
Yes.
pouch. Yeah, I'd buy that
Yes.
hoodie in an
And
instant.
everyone, they're
Oh.
dingers, you know, the Outback. Oh my God, you're just grilling on the Outback. You've got the food there would be elite.
Exotic.
Yeah.
Exotic.
Yeah. No, shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie.
We killed a poisonous anaconda. We killed this really, really rare zebra. That's
Someone got
dangerous somehow.
got bit at the urinal and it's getting helicoptered out to make sure they get the antidote in time. So we have a helipad.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Hospital access.
Oh man.
We can do you know what? Maybe Alex. Oh, Alex, we have Do you ready for this? Are you ready for this? We put the stadium, we dig it underground.
Oh shit, it's Spicer's birthday today, so make sure you say
Alex,
happy
of course.
birthday.
Already did. Way ahead of you.
Oh my gosh.
We were baking. I sent him bread pics.
Jake, can you please cut this out?
No, of course not, Alex. We're keeping this.
I'm sorry the day got away from Spice. I'm sorry the day got away from me.
You're good, brother. You remember your nick of the time. Nick of the what is it, 7? I was just looking at the time difference. You're fine.
Yes. Oof.
Goodness, it's 7 PST. You're fine. But I was before that. I was thinking.
Sorry, I had a mini panic attack. Sorry,
no,
I forgot Spice's
fine.
birthday.
No, I was just coming up with a $10 billion idea for a stadium, but not a big deal. Not a big deal, Alex. Not a big deal. What the hell was I gonna? What kind of bullshit was I gonna try and sell you right there? Something about.
Shit, I'm sorry. Okay. No.
I got. Okay. I was saying you dig the field underground, right? So the field is like it's like this massive column. It's underground, and you've got this whole thing around. You have a layer that's underwater. That's the Great Barrier Reef. You have a section of the stadium that's the reef. That's the great, and it's down under. If you want to go and get the down under tickets. And then above it, you've got like a more. So I don't know. I gotta think
the Opera House. You have the Sydney Opera House, like a little replica in the stadium that's like poking out.
Maybe that's kind of like our London Bridge kind of thing, similar thing where it's
exactly. It's like a boat. It's like the Buccaneers boat. Yeah, it's like the Buccaneers boat. And they play like a symphony when you score a touchdown or something. You know,
or there's an opera singer that just goes. An opera singer just goes like crazy, like, touchdown! And they just go berserk. They
do their national anthem from that little stage there too. Like they do their national anthem.
And there's sharks. They have a shark tank because it's down under. It's by the reef. You got the reef. You got sharks swimming around. Maybe they're the sharks. No, kangaroos. Kangaroos.
Gotta go kangaroos. For an American audience, I feel like when you think Australia, you think kangaroos, and I feel like they'd be disappointed if not.
Yeah. You know what you could also do? Uluru. You get a little bit of nod to Uluru. I
love it. The natural wonder. I know.
The massive elevated plateau that's in the middle of the country in the outback.
Looks like Monument Valley. Yeah, looks like Monument Valley a little bit in Arizona. Kind of resembles that.
Right. I don't know, Alex.
There's something. There's something there. We got 2 teams on the burner.
Alex, you know what? We could do something with boomerangs.
Well, we definitely sell them at the stadium. Well, no, you can't sell them at the stadium because then they're going to throw them. on the field.
You could do maybe foam one. That's true. But it could be like a foam finger, but it's a boomerang, something like that.
We sell them as
You
you
know?
out of the stadium. But you
Maybe they're
can't put them in.
hats. Maybe they're hats and it's like a boomerang hat, you know? It looks like
Dingoes?
the boomerang got stuck in your head. Like there was an
Yeah.
accident. And that's the hat.
Oh, like the arrow that goes through your head, like
Right.
that
Right,
thing,
right, yeah.
like
So
from
it's a
Steve
boomerang.
Martin. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Dingoes. Dingoes popped in my head. Are dingoes big there? Like a
Yeah,
big dingo?
a dingo took my baby is something. That's something. That's
Okay,
something.
I'll take
There's
your
something
word
there.
for it.
Yeah, dingo took your baby. You haven't heard that? Oh, it's famous.
No, I haven't.
Dingo,
Charlie bit my finger. Is
dingo.
that sort of in the same vein
Look
there?
at this. Look at this. I put Look at that. It's right there. I'm clicking on it. A dingo took my baby refers to the tragic. Oh wow. Okay. 1980 case of 9-week-old who disappeared from a tent at Uluru, Australia. Claimed a dingo snatched the infant, leading to a sensational trial where she was wrongly convicted of murder, only to be exonerated years later after evidence supported her story, with a coroner finally ruling a dingo caused her death in 2012. Wow, that was recent. That was more recent than I. Yeah, apparently Uluru, I think Ayers Rock is the other name. I think they might actually go by that. But yeah, dingo ate my baby. It was a big, big deal. Look at that. It was on Seinfeld.
Oh, so it's big.
So it's cemented into pop culture. But
Well, I think Cincinnati could certainly become. I don't think they're happy being the Bengals in the middle of Cincinnati. I don't think there's a single Bengal in Cincinnati.
That's right.
And so I think that the dingoes or kangaroos would even be better.
But you know what? Luckily, there are Seahawks in Seattle, and they really gave it, unfortunately, to our very, very fond team that I think we've picked up and adopted on the podcast here is the train we're riding, Carolina. Yep, that's right.
Did you see what I did here? I hopped off the train at the right time because Seattle is a juggernaut. Seattle,
that's right. They sure are.
I knew that even this Soul Train couldn't last against this Seattle juggernaut.
Derek Brown still had a very good day. I know we've been chatting about him. I think he might be best defensive tackle in the league. I think I'm gonna go on a limb and say that. Okay. I think he might be the one. He's peaking at the right time. Darnold had some turnovers, but yeah, Charbonnet had a big game here. Did you have him? I know you're a big Charbs guy.
I did have a lot of Charbonnet stock. Yeah, that's what secured my win in that losers bracket as to not get last place if Parker beat you. So that was he had like 27 in fantasy, 27 points. So he had a good day. Charbonnet did.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to watch too much. I heard from Seattle fans, and they were saying they're not loving the Darnold experience. It feels very similar. Apparently he's got 27 touchdowns, 20 turnovers.
Yeah, that's why I think the Eagles can beat them. I know their defense is amazing.
Yeah.
But I trust the offense to just be boring and punt and score like 13 points and beat like they did with the Bills. And the Eagles defense to maybe make a couple plays on Darnold.
I mean, they've got JSN who kind of is scary, but other than that, like Kenny Walker and Charbs haven't really lit it up this season. They've been very solid. They've had some really good moments. This was a good game, but yeah, I don't know. They're beatable. They're beatable.
Yeah, they're beatable. I think they're beatable. They have a great record, but I think they're beatable.
Now, Tampa Bay, Miami, do you watch this much?
Now, Tampa Bay, man, they have fallen off a cliff. They are night and day from the beginning of the year. This team, this was just kind of a blah game to me. Both of these teams are blah. They're middle of the road. They're Florida teams that play better in the beginning of the year, and then as it gets later, they kind of fizzle out a bit. I'm not going to do the cliche like, oh, the weather gets colder, so they're soft, but it does seem to happen. Coincidentally, I'm not calling them soft, but
yeah, but they are playing Miami here, so both teams have got the
That's what I mean. Both
end
these
of
teams. That's why it's like blah to me because they're both doing the same thing, kind of. That's why I
right.
can't believe. Yeah,
I think McDaniel's kind of coaching for his career here, and it is interesting. He won with yours, the Texas
Quinn,
QB
Quinn
Quinn
yours.
Ewers. Um, is getting a win. I mean, that's a pretty big thing if the team is like rallying around that, like him, and then you've got Achan, you've got Waddle. If you could, get some other guys in there, that could be a core of something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you can unload the Tua contract, or who knows, I don't know. I it is kind of brutal. It feels like they just paid Tua, didn't they? Didn't they just pay him like
Yeah, I
last year,
think they're
2 years
trying to get.
ago?
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of that now. I feel like because it's kind of hamstringing the whole team. He's not good enough to justify any of that contract, or to lift up the high. What is it? High tide raises all boats. He's not really doing that.
Yeah.
Um,
He
but
I do think it seems like Hertz is winning the revenge after Alabama between the two of them. I
easily,
think
not even
yeah.
close. Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
I
two
think
Super Bowls already, and
yeah.
playoffs all 5 years, and
Yeah.
yeah,
He
MVP, Super Bowl MVP. So yeah, he's definitely winning that.
winning that the head to head between the two of them. Jacksonville Indy. This is really fun. We love the Jags, but also Indy is a sad story. This is a really
Right.
sad story. 7-1, hottest team. Steichen's getting like coach of the year buzz. You're getting like Danny Dimes is turning into somebody again. Jonathan
Yep.
Taylor is looking like offensive player of the year. You've got
Mm-hmm.
their Tyler Warren looks awesome, potentially rookie of the year. And then Danny Dimes goes down. The
Cliff.
team they trade for Sauce Gardner. He goes down. It is brutal. And this is Philip, old man Philip, his last game, I think. This is the last
I
one for
I
him.
did watch this one. I kind of I don't know why I'm so captivated by watching Philip Rivers play football at 44 years old. I'm just like, hell yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
it's different than the Flacco. It's like Flacco looked more competent.
Right.
Philip Rivers always had a weird shot put style to
Yeah.
his arm motion, and now that he's also 44 years old, he looks like he's from a different century. Like when they played football with like leather helmets. Like he looks like a completely different sport. Like they taught him how to play differently, and then the game changed around him, but he's still there. Like he should have one bar across his face, and he should be playing with not plastic pads, but like leather garments, and a completely like he's got 10 kids. Like he's in a different generation. Jake,
Yeah.
he's like it's like probably like telegraphing his children home. He doesn't have a cell phone.
Jason.
He's doing Morse code back home. Even I'm just
I think
fascinated by all of it.
I'm trying to think
Uh,
when he came in the league 04 with Eli, right? He was that 04 draft. So I'm trying to think that puts 21 for some of these players, and they might not have been born when he was drafted. Like
right?
Travis Hunter on the other side of the field, like what was he? Probably 2004 or 5 he was
Yeah,
born.
definitely.
So that's kind of fucking crazy. That's fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
He's like,
Um,
what are we doing in the locker room? We playing Pong? Are we playing Atari? What do we got here?
no, Alex, come on. At least say like 50 Cent was probably around that time. Probably I'm trying to think of like what would he act
Now I
or
feel old
PS2?
though.
What?
Yeah. Now I feel old. You're
PS2?
saying 50 Cent. When you said 50 Cent, I kind of got triggered there. I'm like,
Yeah. God, oh,
50's
he's
like
great
a
though.
billionaire now. Well, not a billionaire, but he's trying to be.
He's probably
He's
close.
now he's a documentary maker, making just light documentaries about trying to
Sure.
bury his enemies. Diddy. He's the executive producer of that the documentary on Netflix.
Oh, is he? That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Actually, I didn't even realize that.
But sorry, didn't mean to get here. Don't know. I took us down the 50 Cent path, and we'll veer back.
Old Man
into
Rivers.
football.
He is very old. He is very old.
Yeah.
But Jacksonville. I mean, we talked about them a little bit already. They're pretty fun. This game, I wish. I mean, Brian Thomas. Did you see him at all? Did he flash? I don't think he's not even on my radar.
A couple catches, but it's not like, dude, Jacoby Myers gets more play than him.
Yeah,
they
he does.
target him more.
I think Parker Washington was the other one. I think he got
he had a big catch. Yeah, he had a good catch. Yeah, he had a nice play.
Yeah, so Jacksonville's fun. They just kind of win. And it's not like the QB, it's not like the wide receiver, the defense.
ETN
is just very
ETN looks very good. The running back.
ETN. Yep, that's right.
You bouncing your knee there, Jake? You bouncing your knee?
Is it pretty loud?
Yeah, I caught you.
Oh, no.
You look like a little kid. You look back like, oh, didn't mean to be.
Oops.
You got caught bouncing.
Yeah, I was really just the toe. I do toe on the ground in the heel, kind of will bounce. Yeah, that's my move. That's my move when I'm concentrating on something.
I do it.
But I actually had a teacher in high school where they handed out, the exams, and it gets really quiet. Everyone starts going, and the teacher just goes. She goes, I know you're concentrating because I can see your foot. And I was just hammering. I was hammering the ground. I looked like I was about to start a motorcycle.
Oh my God.
And it was funny because she knew that that's a thing that I as I go into a deep thought or something, I just will physically also have that seems as well.
Yeah, like a manifestation of maybe ADHD or something to keep you because I do the same thing. I one time was in a car and was behind the driver, not completely unaware that I was doing it, but I was pounding the floor of the car.
Yeah,
and they thought the engine was rumbling, they thought the engine was rumbling, and the driver of the car was like, "Oh my God, do you guys feel that? What's?" And because they were the driver, everybody else was like, "No, wait, what's going on?" They're like, "I don't know what's going on."
The engine is
rumble in the car, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then I stopped because I was focused on it, and then it wasn't until they go, "Okay, it stopped," and then it happened again, and that's when I realized it was me.
The second time is really funny.
Because then I started I get hammering my leg again behind the driver's seat. No, nobody caught me. I just was like, oh shit, it was me. And then they just never felt it again. They're like, huh, it just went away. I don't know what happened. I'm like, I don't know either. It's
you should take that to Pep Boys. Pep Boys will figure it out.
He should have. Yeah. I was too embarrassed.
Speaking of
embarrassing
ADHD and embarrassing things, these Jets.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. No, they got killed. They got dominated. They got absolutely.
This was not even a game. The fact that they had 10 points was a charity.
Yeah, they need a new general manager chomping bagels. They need a new general manager chomping bagels to really get him out of this. But New England looks like it's honestly horrifying. This looks like 2007. This looks like anywhere from 2000 to 2018. This just kind of feels like one of those seasons. And you've got McDaniel, Josh McDaniel's still there.
Vrabel's there.
Vrabel doing his coaching. He Belichick and then replaced Belichick. That is scary. And the rookie, the second year QB looking great. they just look very complete. Did you hear about this? Did you see what Nick put in the group chat about Diggs?
What is going on with him? He strangled somebody, or
Allegedly
like assaulted
strangled
somebody?
his chef, something like that. Something to monitor, but
Cardi B's got to get out of there. Cardi B's got to get out of there.
She's got to get out of there.
I'm worried
She's
for her.
got to get her, the chef, the kid, and they got to get out of there.
Do you
it was
remember
the boat ride? It was
when
the
he
boat
was
ride.
still on the Vikings? Remember when he was on the Vikings?
Yes,
and you know how like the social media team goes around and like does like fun little questions, and like they did this in Minnesota many years ago. Adam Thielen's still on the team, Diggs is still on the team, and they ask like, who on the team would you least want to date your sister? And everybody said Diggs.
Yeah.
Without talking to each other, everybody just said, I would not want Stephon Diggs to date my sister.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I'm actually a great guy. They're like, and so I don't know. There's just something there that I think even his teammates pick up on. He must be just kind of a shitty guy if he's strangling now his chef, you know?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it goes back right to the classic stereotype for receivers, which is like, they
strangle the chefs. Yeah.
They strangle the chefs.
Yeah.
All of them. Every last one.
Yeah.
Look at the Hall of Fame, Alex. Randy Moss, Jerry Rice,
Chris Carter,
Owens. Yeah. They all strangled. But hey, I mean,
those gold jackets are straight jackets. That's what they're for. That's what they're for.
It's even more brutal because he has such strong hands from catching all the time.
That's right.
That's dark.
You're cooking now, brother.
Yeah.
That's easy as chef. Okay.
Because he, yeah. I said, at least someone has to. So anyway, okay. Yeah. The Jets, dude, they look lifeless. I mean, Breece Hall had a couple runs. He had a couple runs here and there. Garrett Wilson's going to come back eventually. They have some young offensive linemen. I think they draft a QB. They throw them. They've got a decent. Who else do they have right now? It's like
Jake,
Mechie.
Everything goes into offensive and defensive line. And don't even look at another quarterback. Don't even look at another quarterback.
Their tackles are surprisingly good, Alex. They're young.
They're the quickest way to build like a long-lasting, successful team is to build through the lines. This is what Andy Reid taught the Philadelphia Eagles.
But
I know they have good. Do it more. Do it more. They just got rid of Quinn and Williams. Do it more and do it harder and faster and make offensive and defensive lines crazy before you get a quarterback. I don't want to see them try to think a quarterback's going to solve the problems. Again, they do this all the time. Get your offensive line together before we get a quarterback. Get a running back.
I think
Breece Hall's actually never mind. Breece Hall's fine.
I think they quietly will have a really good next season because they're going to have, 3 first-round draft picks?
I don't know if it happens all next year, though. Maybe 2 years from now. Do you think it all happens that quickly? I don't know. But
they actually are, I mean, they look horrendous, but at least it feels like there's a plan. They've got the young head coach. I feel like, what's his name? Glenn?
Glenn.
If they just keep him there and they just have some stability, they could really turn into. They have it. It's like the Thunder. It's like the OKC Thunder, where it's like they had a plan. They're executing the plan. As long as you have patience and you can stick to it, that's the biggest thing that they never
stop you
do.
right there. Yeah, exactly.
That's the biggest thing.
When you said patience in New York with this owner, no,
that's right.
Nope.
Have to endure it goes too quickly. They need it now. It's a New York minute. What is it? Something like that.
Big Apple, baby.
They dominated. We were on Tennessee and New Orleans came in here.
Yeah, you know what? I should have seen, because Shuck and Kellen Moore have a little bit of mojo and momentum to end the year. I should have should have picked up on that. I was thinking Cam Ward would get maybe a little bit. Now he's like further into the year, and he's the number one pick. Maybe now he's got some experience.
It was a close game here because I actually had New Orleans defense in a couple leagues. They had a defensive touchdown. Chase Young scored.
Really?
Oh. Yes. Chase Young scored. Talk about first overall crazy combine athletes. Chase Young scored. My God. And then Tennessee really fought back after that. I think Cam Ward had some good plays. So New Orleans was a little bit more of a complete effort than just Kellen Moore and Shuck. But I think we said this last week, but New Orleans to me is going to be I think Carolina next year. It's like this really undervalued team that everyone thinks is bad, that I think Kellen Moore is a really good coach, and I think they're just going to quietly put things in place. We'll see how the draft goes. And
a lot of dead money. That's right. The New Orleans problem. A lot of dead money.
Which I think, though, is like it's been addressed. They're currently fighting it. I think it should improve. It should.
I just think they still have some dead money, though. But maybe it'll get better. Maybe.
Cleveland upsetting Pittsburgh. This was wild.
I did watch this one. Darnell Washington got hurt, and that made me sad. I like Darnell Washington. He's a big man. Too. He played for Georgia. He's a great tight end.
We both we were fond of him in the draft. It was Nolan Smith was the pick over him, and
completely co-sign that. That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, they actually probably better pick than I think
I kind of wish he fell. I thought I was hoping Darnell Washington would fall, I guess. But that's not the story of this game. Cleveland's defense, I heard this afterwards. I guess Aaron Rodgers really did not want to give up the sack record. Did you hear
Myles Garrett? Yes, and apparently they lost partially because they were just putting their resources there.
Overemphasize trying not to give one guy the sack record because I guess Brett Favre gave up the sack record. He just fell down to Michael Strahan for the sack record. And he's trying desperately not to be Brett Favre, even though he's mimicked his career, his whole career.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild that
Jake, this is a greater psychological thing where you become what you hate most sometimes. It's what you avoid. It's like Joseph Campbell's shadow self, the theory of the shadow self, Jake, where your subconscious, if you don't handle your own subconscious, it will handle you. It will become you. You will become this. This is Jake. This is what Moby Dick's about. And you're going to say, what? Right. Moby Dick, right? What is that about?
Whale.
It's about a whale. It's about saving your father from the depths of despair. Who is your father? It is your old self. It's who you once were. It's who you could be. And Aaron Rodgers has not he's done ayahuasca. He's definitely done some soul searching.
Alex,
he's trying.
I was just gonna say he did. He did the silent retreat. He did the chamber.
Why he didn't go to. That's why he didn't go to Minnesota, right? Because he goes to the Jets, right? Just like Favre, and he's on that path. Then he takes ayahuasca. That's when he goes Steelers, not Minnesota. I can't.
He was close.
So he was.
You know what's crazy?
That's why. What's crazy?
I was just going to say, could you imagine that 13-4 Minnesota team with Darnold? Miracle? Instead of Darnold, you have Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
that's a pretty woof.
That's
Alex.
Interesting.
Could you imagine?
That's pretty interesting.
That would be a little bit crazy, but the ayahuasca, sliding doors, Pat McAfee. You can't all have everything. You can't have it all.
Okay, vice presidency. What?
Right?
Did you hear that?
Right. You didn't watch the McAfee interviews, Alex? This is like football, like Watergate. You didn't watch those? Alex.
Oh, buddy,
McAfee
they're
uncovered
huge.
it all. Yeah.
This game, Rodgers did not have it. He was trying desperately.
After all that, we did this whole Rodgers bit. He was bad. He was real bad.
So my analysis is he stunk.
You had him in fantasy. So you know his stat line a little bit better.
Yeah, he had 7 points in fantasy. That's part of the reason I was watching it, but also this game mattered to Pittsburgh because now they have to win this last week against the Ravens. But
quote
and
for
also,
Raven.
Yes, the Poe, Edgar Allan Poe.
We were doing a lot of deep thinking. I thought I'd throw it in.
I appreciate it, and I feel like Myles Garrett, he might get it in the last week. But I wanted him. I thought it would have been cool to get it on an all-time great. Like Aaron Rodgers.
Also having it in the 17 game or 16 games.
Right. Yeah, you don't want it in the extra game because then there's going to be a little asterisk next to it. And
exactly.
It's like, he'll still have it, but it'll still be like if he gets it. But
I'll look up. Do you know who they play next?
Is it Cincinnati? Just guessing. I think it's Cincinnati because it's the divisional games.
It is. Yep.
Burrow will give it to him. Burrow will fall down.
Yeah, that offensive line, if nothing else, will.
And he takes sacks. Burrow takes sacks.
Yeah. So that might be a easy one there. Yeah. Shador looked bad. Looked bad.
God, he's a rough watch.
He threw a really bad just duck, like one of the worst ducks I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Where Judy's like, "I'm open." He's like, "You sure are."
So late.
Throws it up in the air, and it's like
crosses body in the middle of the
I'm not open now. Like
right.
Yeah,
that was brutal. Yeah, that was tough. Didn't watch this slugfest. I did not see any of this one.
I had a nightmare of a situation occur. So I have Sunday Ticket and NFL Red Zone, and I'm on the West Coasts. So what I don't have is CBS, NBC, or Fox. Now, what ended up happening was because of the Christmas games, because of the Saturday games, because of the early games, the late window was only Giants Vegas, Philly Buffalo. Those were the only two games in the late window.
Right.
So the brutal part, Sunday Ticket blacked out the Philly Buffalo game in my area because apparently I can watch it on Fox or whatever it was. So I couldn't watch it by itself. But
I'm not doing it again this next year.
I don't think so either.
So angry.
It blacked out every Eagles game. Every one I wanted to watch, it blacked out. So then what happened is I was like, okay, I'll watch Red Zone, and surely they won't go to the Giants Vegas that often. It's going back and forth. It's very annoying. I'm like, I don't care about this game. And it's going back and forth. What ends up happening, because the timing of Philly Buffalo was later, it was the only game remaining. Scott Hansen comes on and goes, because it's the only game, we have to end our broadcast.
No.
And you have to tune in to your local broadcast. So I had to find a stream.
An illegal stream,
Yeah, I had to find a stream somewhere as I'm driving home. So I'm driving home. I'm on my phone trying to get a signal, trying to find the end of this game. So when I was watching, Alex, that last play, that last drive, the whole last 6 minutes, even the fourth quarter itself, it would cut out plays. And it would just be that last play, it froze as Allen is rolling out. I did not know if he scored or not on the 2-point. I was just like, I have no idea.
Are we jumping to Philly now? We're jumping off of Giants.
Yeah,
I have a whole can of worms I could dive into.
Yeah, well, I'll first address Giants quickly. The one thing I saw that was kind of cool, also, this is another example of the Giants. They're about to have the number one spot, and like DeVito pulls out a win,
Yep.
or like this felt like another version of that, where they get wins when it matters least. But I think Deontay Banks had a kick return or punt return
Yeah.
touchdown.
Yep.
Um, in like the most meaningless game.
Yep.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but it is good to get like a vibe for the squad together and like get that going. Dart is still, working and getting like NFL reps, which is good.
That
Um
does
and
that does help, and like it's like a draft where like number one isn't a big deal. I don't
yeah,
know who is there going to be a clear number one.
right.
So I don't think it's a huge
You could
difference between one or two or three. Like,
yeah, like it's honestly a bet like this is the greediest way where like you could get the wins, you get the vibes, and potentially the guy you would have taken at one falls to you anyway.
yeah,
So
right,
you
right.
you might
So
as
might as
well just
well
win. Yeah.
enjoy a Sunday victory here. Yeah,
Yeah, and build some vibes. But anyway, Philly Buffalo, what a game. So you watched
dude.
this.
I watched the whole thing. I'm going to say this. I'm going to set the scene here. I watched it with Dad, Dar, Trevor watched a little bit. Um, we have created a monster, Jake and Dad.
Oh
Watching the game.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We have created a monster because do you remember when Dad just didn't care about sports?
He's like,
And
"Oh, is that on?" Oh yeah.
yeah,
I was working in the shed. I didn't even realize.
remember we tried desperately to get him to watch the games and care about it.
Well, he
Now he
does.
watches the game. Now he watches the games, and I'm really happy he's watching the games. He'll get so angry at some of the calls,
Oh
or
yeah.
and this game.
There
Totally
were
agree with
bad
him.
ones.
There were really bad calls, and the broadcast. This is Tom Brady and Burkhardt, dude. Fox broadcast hate the Eagles. I just think Fox, they do so much business with Jerry Jones. I feel like it's like in their contract to besmirch
Yeah.
the rival teams of the Cowboys. That's my conspiracy theory. Um, but dude, the Eagles defense is playing amazing. Like
Yeah.
making Burrow look silly. The first half,
Allen.
they looked amazing. Thank you. Thank you. They made Josh Allen look silly. And they are laying wood. Like really laying wood.
Yeah,
Epps,
they
I
were.
thought played amazing. I thought Epps best Epps game ever that he's ever played. Marcus Epps, the safety for the
Mhm.
Eagles, and who's filling in for the injured Makuba. But this game, the first half, I was like, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the
Yeah.
Super Bowl after the first half, dude. It was so good. The offense was finally clicking. It looked really, really good. They came out passing in the rain, like fearless. Like they looked like, and Jalen was throwing darts and everything.
He had some
And
good balls. He had a couple of. He went through absolute dart between like two people. Had a
mhm,
really good ball. I think that was to AJ, maybe Devontae for another one.
yep,
Yeah, he had some
looked
good ones.
awesome. And it's pouring down rain, and they're showing that, and they're playing great. And then, like in the second half, obviously, pretty obvious what happened in the game is like, and pretty frustrating in Philly is like they only got 17 yards of offense. The Eagles' offense, the whole second half, 17 yards. They punted. They just seemed so happy to just take their foot off the gas. Even in the first half, they just like were happy to be in the red zone and not. It's like 3rd and 8. They have a chance on maybe say like the 18-yard line. So a chance at throwing it the red zone. They do a tight end screen, and this is
Yeah.
with like maybe like 15 seconds left in the half. So you have the field goal in your back pocket. You might as well try to get at least a look at the end zone, and then if it's incomplete, whatever, you. But they are so conservative and so happy to just take a field goal in that by throwing a tight end screen.
Yeah.
Um, that really doesn't make the field goal that much easier. It's like a couple yards more. Even if you get like 5-10 yards, it's changing a 20-yard field goal to 30-yard field goal. That's hardly even a difference in percentage for the make. Um, those kinds of decisions over the whole game just lead me to believe that Petula or whoever calling offense is like, just put it all on the defense. The defense
Yeah,
played amazing. Just absolutely lights out. The only reason they gave up 12 points is because they were on the field the whole second half. And like
yeah,
they
and the
like,
penalties. Do
oh,
you the
oh,
so there was
yeah,
the other thing with this Eagles offense. They should have had a deep bomb when it mattered, and
yep,
that AJ Brown and that was even after the fact. The defense, Quinyon Mitchell had that play where they're jockeying for arms. They're
yep,
both doing it, and then they called it pass interference. They get a huge penalty, and
yep.
then
And that's the only thing they've done. That's the only yardage
and,
they've gotten. Yep.
yeah, and then they had the miracle Cooks catches. Cooks
Hmm.
turned into like it was the Super Bowl again, and Malcolm Jenkins is about to hit him, and
Hmm.
he turned into just like I think Shavers or something had
You
like a
nailed it.
big
Yep. Shavers
a
did. Yep.
he had like a
On the
Mario
sideline.
Manningham type of play or whatever, like Super Bowl miracle. Like they needed a miracle and help from the refs to just get down the field. It was a
So
clinic for the
this
defense.
this was why I said we created a monster is sometimes I'll tell dad like when we're watching just not an Eagles game, just a game and go, that call was to keep the game close. I feel like the refs just want to keep the game close, and that's what some of these calls felt like is
Yeah,
like we just need to keep the game close because they called pass interference, which was not pass interference on cue. Then AJ Brown, the guy is
yeah, he's
holding his
holding his
left
arm.
arm, his whole
Yeah,
arm back,
Tre'Davious
nothing.
White.
Jalen Hurts is clearly out of bounds, gets hit late. Any
Yeah,
other quarterback not named Jalen Hurts or like if it was Josh Allen, easy 15-yard penalty, like no problem. Just
yeah,
just don't even look at him. They're even on their it was called a touchdown, but then it was ruled at the 1 yard line. They get a push in.
yeah,
A clear pick play. The guy tackles
yes,
Epps in the
yep,
replay where they're like, "Oh, is his arm down?" You can see in the back the defensive back is getting tackled out of
yeah,
position on a clear pick play, and
yeah.
they're not calling it. So clearly,
Devontae Smith got tackled in the middle of
yep,
the play. That was another one where it was like they just tackled him, middle of the field, falls down, clear
yep.
pass interference. No, nothing. They don't show it again either.
That's the thing with Fox, the Fox broadcast is they don't show those plays and they don't even talk about it. They don't even
Yeah,
bring it up. It feels like clear like manipulation of the broadcast for a specific outcome. And it's like Fox does it the most obvious, basically to me
yeah,
in my estimation. When I watch the games where they're like, the guy who comes on, whoever the correspondent is, will come on and go, "Yep, that's the right call. Okay, that was our expert, and he said it was the right call. Back to you guys." That guy even is like, "Well, that one was pretty close. Back to you
yeah,
guys." You know,
yeah,
like clearly, like it was wrong, but I have to carry water for the company I work for, basically.
yeah,
Um, it just, and they still won. After all of that, the Eagles still pulled out a win. The offense didn't play great. I think the defense is just incredible. Like Jalen
yeah.
Carter
They're
blocking
so good, dude.
that extra point. Like,
Campbell, Jahad
oh,
Campbell looks
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Him and Bond together, like I know Dean was hurt. They
Mm-hmm.
look incredible. He got that fumble recovery. That was a
Yep.
big one. That play was huge. Jalen Phillips looks really good in
Oh,
his
Jalen
role.
Hunt. How about Jalen
Jalen
Hunt, huh?
Hunt,
He
yeah,
looked
he
great.
looks great. I mean Carter, he had the blocked extra kick that wins the game.
Yep.
Um, he's nuts. It is insane the impact. The fact that like when he has been off the field, we had that week 1 spit gate, and then we
Yep.
had the Bears game. Um,
Yeah, where
and
they
it's
ran
like,
all over. Yep. Yeah,
yeah,
because Jordan
and then
Davis is. Oh, sorry, Jake. Sorry.
when he's in the game, he's blocking kicks to win the game. It's
Yeah.
like it's such a difference. Jordan Davis is really good, but I think he just has a different impact, and also like Carter has always played when Davis has played. I don't know if Carter has played without Davis this season. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um, yeah,
This has been a real breakout for Jordan Davis, where he's really, I think, stepped up as a leader. It seems like
yeah,
his post game interviews are amazing. Like he's like really like he's not throwing the offense under the bus when they're trying to bait him into questions about it, and he is sticking up for all of his teammates, and he's super positive and like just seems like a great dude, but now he also seems like his play is stepping up, so he feels more confident talking about like being the leader kind of.
yeah.
And it's just awesome. He's like
It's
blossoming. Yeah.
perfect. I think BG being back in the locker room really helped. The whole D line and just having like a swagger and confidence about everything. I think just the fact you're right. The fact they're just playing all well is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the only thing it is very cool to me the storyline between Reed Blankenship came in the league undrafted, and Epps was the one that taught him how to be like a pro. Then
Mm-hmm.
Epps leaves. He goes to, I think, Oakland, some other places.
Carolina, I think at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, them. And then comes back and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just awesome. Just like now it feels a little bit like when the Patriots during their dynasty would just have guys that would
Mm-hmm.
leave and then come back, and
Yep.
it felt like they never left, and it just like they know the culture, they know they have ties that were
Mm-hmm.
still there, and they kind of fit in. Um, he's
Honestly,
just a perfect pickup.
with Epps specifically, I felt like, and this happens sometimes, he wasn't going to have the opportunities to start here in like the last like 3 or 4 years with like Gardner Johnson and everybody, and like
Yeah,
he left, got the experience, got better, and then came back to the team that trusted him and drafted him initially,
yeah,
and like believed in him to start. And I felt like he wanted to play. The Eagles wanted to have him. There's a good relationship there, but they let him walk to get a better opportunity elsewhere.
and get
He
paid.
does that. He got paid elsewhere, and then now he's back, and he looks like a way better player than before. He was just a heat sinking missile that like kind of like Sidney
Sidney
Brown right now.
Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
God
Where
bless
he was
him.
a special teams guy, and I remember being like, "Oh, Epps is on the field," and that was when he was like young.
Yeah, yeah,
Now when he's on the field, even when he got jumped all over, he was in perfect position. Like great defensive play. They caught it, some crazy catch. I think maybe it was the Schaefer's catch that you're talking about. Um, but he was still in great position and pass.
yeah,
And then he is coming down. He destroyed James Cook. He came
yeah.
downhill and obliterated him for that like the fumble that wasn't a fumble. Um, but dude, him playing downhill, he has always had that. That's always been like his strongest thing, and he still does have just like a wallop behind him when he comes down to fill the run. He looks
Um,
good.
some other things that happened in this game. Man had an incredible punt, and our boy Latu and our
Yeah.
other boy Ringo completely messed it up. It was like
Yeah.
if you didn't see the play, he punts it to the one, and the Gunners, both Latu and Ringo, are trying to prevent it from going in the end zone when they don't need to. The ball's already
Yep.
coming to a stop, and they step in the end zone, touch it, touchback. It's another one of those things, though, where it's very bang bang, and it's like the officials were like, nope, immediately touchback. like, I
It
think it was the
was.
right call.
Yeah, on the
Um,
replay, it was the right call. Yeah.
but yeah,
That one, the one thing I'll say about that is situational awareness where I think they would have been correct if it wasn't such a rainy day. When it's
right.
rainy like that, the ball
That's right.
dies upon
Sticks.
impact and it
Yeah.
sticks. You got to know that if it where it bounced initially, it's not going to go it's not going to go as fast into the end zone, and it's not going to go as far upon that second and third bounce. So I know it's bang bang, but that's like where you got to be thinking like, okay, I'm a gunner. I'm probably going to see that situation happen. You got to like
Yeah.
predict that it's a rainy day. They're showing the puddles on the field. Like when I'm
Plus warm ups. If you're watching warm ups and the punter's
right,
punting, yeah.
yeah. And so and it died right on the one. That was a perfect punt by man. And
I feel like the special teams they have to be the most aware of the conditions.
yep,
It feels like, but
yeah,
like with kicking and the accuracy that you're trying to get across and like the
hmm
way it's playing, you have to be very aware of those things,
hmm
and like how to play against it and into it and all those stuff. But
definitely.
great game, great game. I mean, it ended well. It's so funny because if he completes that pass at the end, it's like
Ugh,
everyone's
it's the
freaking
worst
out
thing.
about the
It's the
offense.
yep.
It's
They gave it away. They
Josh
blew it.
Josh Allen still an MVP watch. He
hmm
pulled it out again. He couldn't do anything, but he pulled it out. Um, yeah, just crazy,
Do
crazy
you,
end of that.
do you watch like the big sport? I haven't watched like Get Up or First Take or anything, but I don't watch those things. But the feeling I have is that nobody gives respect to Philadelphia this year, and we are trying to defend our championship. Like when
Yeah,
Mahomes was doing it, that's all they talked about was
yeah,
like
yeah,
this is a championship caliber team. This year, nobody even brings up our Super Bowl last year. I feel like I never hear it. They're just so enamored with Josh Allen. And then it was just like how the Bills lost. It wasn't like the Eagles like stepped up and played great defense. It was like, yeah, like you're saying, like, okay, I guess maybe Josh isn't as good, having as good a year as we thought. But it's not about the Eagles. Like it's about
yeah. I
and I feel
mean,
like we're
it's
getting
better. It's better that way for the Eagles to have that, because then
nobody
it's like
likes
you feel like
us.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's an underdog, and we still could potentially get the 2 seed. Even if we get the 3 seed, could potentially, depending on who wins, still have home games throughout the playoffs.
Yep.
Um, and that matters a
Conference
ton. Yeah.
conference championship.
So
No.
it could be lining up pretty nicely. And I don't know. I feel like it always happened with even when the Pats were in their dynasties, like there would always be this like horrendous loss to Miami in the middle of the year, and everyone would be like, "They're dead. The
Yep.
dynasty's dead. Everyone, they suck." And the sky was falling, and they couldn't do anything right or whatever. So like I don't know, and the Chiefs had some of that, I guess, during their run as well, where it's like they you know, Patrick Mahomes isn't the same offense. It's not the same offense. It's
Yeah,
like,
Tyreek is gone. Right, right.
yeah, so you get some of it, I guess, but there's a part of me that likes it because it's like, all right, they're going to just save the media attention for the playoffs, and then they're going to have to
hmm
cover them more.
Speaking of, last thing I'll say, Jordan Davis talked about this in one of the post game pressers. I know I already lauded him for his presser, but he used the analogy of like it's like being in the eye of the storm. There's all this
Hmm.
storm around you and like horrible weather, but they're just like the calm in the middle. They're like in the middle of it all, and they just have to remain calm in the middle as like this massive storm is around them. And they have really weathered the storm pretty well.
Yeah,
Last thing I was saying.
and I think they could play either one of these next two teams, which is Chicago versus San Francisco, and then also the
Mm.
last game, even the Rams versus Atlanta. It
Yeah.
could be Chicago, San Francisco, Rams, all these teams. San Francisco turned into the quiet killer. I saw some fun um, comments from a Seattle fan who was joking. It's like a horror movie where it's the Rams and the Seahawks both being like, these teams are so dominant. And at the very end, there was like another killer that comes out of nowhere to like,
Yes. Right. Right.
take them both out. And San Francisco, they lost Bosa, they lost Warner, and everyone just left them for dead.
hmm
They didn't have, um, I think, Purdy there for a little bit. Purdy was out for the beginning of the
Yep.
year. Um, and now he looks red hot. The rest of the offense, I mean, McCaffrey's had another insane season. I think we talked about it where I think 3 of the 4 leagues I'm in, McCaffrey was in the
Yep.
finals. So
hmm
just another ripper of a year for him. Um, But Chicago, I mean, this game apparently was like 7-7, 14-14, 21-21, 35-30 or 28-28, 35-35.
I I had a lovely time watching this game because Eagles had just won, and so I was happy about that. Then I go to bed early because it's like so I watched this game in bed and just kind of sleepy, and I did my little night routine, and it was just every drive was a touchdown. It was just
Oh,
touchdown. Oh, now my turn. Now our turn to score touchdown. Touchdown,
yeah.
touchdown, touchdown. And I just lulled me to sleep. It was like touchdown, touchdown. And I missed the ending because I fell asleep watching this
Oh,
game. Lovely football experiences watching this game. Just beautiful
yeah.
football. Yeah, it's great.
Shanahan versus Ben Johnson, Caleb versus Purdy. Pretty
Awesome.
fun. Pretty
Yeah.
fun. McCaffrey. Yeah, pretty fun football. Um, Absolute shootout. I saw some crazy stat where Chicago, all of their playmakers have like the same stat line. It's like if you look at DJ Moore, Odunze, Loveland, Luther Burden, all of them have like 600 yards, like 5 touchdowns, whatever it was. And it's like identical. They're just spreading the ball around. It's like if you're a fan, it's perfect. If you're a fantasy owner, it's probably terrible. But
Right, right.
yeah, really, like both of those teams, really fun to see the playoffs and how they really ramp up and what they pull out as their A stuff. I'll be really interested for that.
That's a great point about the Ben Johnson spreading out his targets, and the running game looks
Yeah,
that same way as well, with like almost like a perfect blend of Monangai and Swift there as well. So
yeah.
you don't know who's getting the ball for them. You're right. Ben Johnson does a great job of that, and Caleb Williams here. Yeah.
San Francisco getting hot at the right time. It's funny because San Francisco is kind of like the Eagles, where they've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 or 5 years here.
Right, right.
Yeah, something like that. They just haven't pulled them out. Um, and it could be they've kind of been like an alternating year thing, each of them, it
Mm-hmm.
seems like. So this could potentially be their year where they're getting hot. Purdy really gets hot at the right time. They seem similar to the Eagles, where everyone's like, oh, you know, they're not great. Who cares? And they're like quietly could be the number 1 seed
Yeah.
the
Well, it's
last
but
week.
their defense is the difference. Like just the clash of styles. Where I don't trust like ever since Fred Warner and Bosa got hurt, I think I wrote them
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Um,
Everyone did.
yeah, and so if they win without those two guys, that would be really incredible. That would be really incredible. I think that would be the epitome of Kyle Shanahan. I think is if he did
Yeah.
that. You know what I
Also,
mean?
Saleh, the
Yeah.
defensive coordinator,
Hmm. Hmm.
really doing a lot with not as much.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
and I mean, it could really set their team up really well for next year when those guys come back. But then the rest of the guys really took a step up. That
Hmm.
defensive guys. The last one, Rams versus Atlanta. I wish I sniffed this out a little bit better. It is a revenge game for Raheem Moore, head coach for Atlanta. I I didn't
Oh.
even think about it until the game was unfolding, but yeah, Raheem he knows and was defensive coordinator for the Rams for McVay,
Right.
and now he's got his team, his program up and running, and big Bijan game. Stafford looked terrible. Puka had that crazy catch that
That
didn't
was a
count.
catch. Well,
Yeah,
it wasn't a catch, but it should have been a catch. One-handed, it kind of bobbled, but he
yeah,
still caught it with one hand. Pretty crazy on the sideline.
yeah.
Bijan, dude, they were just glazing Bijan the whole game, and rightfully so. He's an amazing player, and
It's like
dude, that
93-yard run, something like that.
five or something like that, 95-yard touch, maybe 93. Yeah, that was nuts. Drake London didn't do anything. Kyle Pitts had a couple, but yeah, great, great. I mean, Atlanta, this is so frustrating. Where is this all year, Atlanta? Like when it
Yeah,
matters, it doesn't
I
matter. You just want to be
I know,
spoiler. Now you're gonna get excited for next year again. This
I know.
happens like every year with Atlanta. We're like, yeah, we know you're good. We saw it at the beginning when the games
Yeah,
still mattered, and now when the games don't matter, now you beat the Rams. It's like,
they were they were a
yeah,
sneaky fantasy defense. I had some good plays out of them.
Mhm.
But they're just not consistent. They don't do it every
Yeah.
week. So it's
Right.
just like they would flash and you could get some good value, but they're not consistently putting things together. And is this Kirk Cousins again? I
Yeah,
don't
it's
even
Kirk.
remember.
And Penix hasn't played the whole rest of the whole rest of the year, and that's a whole nother
Yeah.
thing with next year. Is like who's going to play next year? Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I think their defensive ends look like they're kind of starting to develop, which is good. But
Oh, you know what I will say? I mean, we said Stafford, but the you said the defense, the defensive touch. There was like 3 defensive touchdowns. One got called back, but they had a pick
mm,
six. Then they had a fumble recovery touchdown, like a pick six. It got called back, and then like 2 plays later, they get it back and get another defensive touchdown. So, um,
crazy.
that was irregular. You don't see that a lot. So yeah, you're right. That the defense looked awesome in that
And I'm sure
capacity.
nobody played Atlanta defense against the Rams. I'm sure that was like everyone's benches for fantasy. So it would have been a
Right,
winner
right,
though. Could have been crazy.
right, right.
Um, Another crazy week, another wild one, brother. I think we'll do our little pick'ems for the last week of the regular season, but then I think we turn our sights onto a little bit of the playoffs, see how we're going
Mhm.
there, and maybe we start diving into some TV or some other things. Alex, I might try and get you into a little bit of Survivor. Survivor 50 is coming out in the spring.
Jake, I appreciate it, but I'm about to watch episode 2 now of Peaky Blinders. That's where I'm at now.
Oh, that's
I
such a
know. I'm about to
actually, you know
dive
what?
into
This
that
could be
world.
perfect. This could be perfect, Alex. I finished season 1 like last year and I
Peaky?
never yes.
Really?
And I never watched the rest of it. So maybe when you get up to season 2,
I
I'll get a
say,
little refresher and then we go week for week and we just kind of fucking
dude,
I don't know if you
I've
could
got the
wait that
hat.
long. You got the
Um,
hat. You've got the hat,
That's
brother.
why I'm not embarrassed to say that's part of the reason why I wanted to watch this. It's always been on my list and I always avoided it, but now that like football's kind of wrapping up, I was like, I need a show, and
Yeah.
Peaky's on Netflix. The other thing too, to maybe put on the docket here, you mentioned it, we never got to it. The John Madden movie's coming out soon.
Oh, yes. And
Oh,
we'll
I don't know
talk
if it's
about it
soon. Actually, I
briefly.
don't know whenever it comes out. I don't actually I don't know when it comes out, but when it does, we're absolutely watching that.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Anyone that
yeah.
wants to watch that, I think we get a group together and I think we do a little bit of a watch. I think
Yeah.
everyone in our lives understand John Madden and his impact on our
On our
lives.
lives.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it would be a really fun one. It is insanity that it's Nick Cage.
I
That
can't believe
is
it. I hate it, but I'm gonna
it's
watch it
spitting on
anyways.
his grave, but
Yep.
it's like it better be a comedy. Like it almost better be a comedy. If it's like a serious
At
portrayal and
least
it's Nick Cage for
self-aware.
casting, yeah,
Self-aware. At least self-aware.
yeah.
And this I thought was crazy. I added this. Christian Bale is playing Al Davis. I mean, he's a great actor. But to play Al Davis, what are we
Yeah,
doing, guys? Like, who was the
yeah.
casting director for this movie?
I think
Um,
Nick Cage made this himself. I think he put up his own money. I think
yeah,
he got
that
bail. That's what it feels like. That's what it
that's
feels like to me.
that's what makes everything, because all of the moves seem like they don't make sense apart. But when you add that fact, everything snaps into reality and it makes
I don't
sense.
know if
You're like,
that's true.
oh,
That's speculation, but it feels
no,
right.
no,
It
no,
feels
no,
good.
that's right. No, that's the only
that's
way. That's the only
that's
way
right.
this all makes sense to me. So those are things to
Okay,
look out for. We'll review
that'll be
that in
very
the
fun.
next couple
That'll be very
episodes here.
fun. But all
Yeah.
right, brother, we'll get out of here. Love ya. Great
Love ya.
chatting. See you next time on Going Yard. Going Yard. I don't know. You want to do one?
Love
Hit one.
ya.
There we go.
Love ya.